Hello.
Hello. Again.
Yes.
We be here.
Feels like we saw you only yesterday.
That's because we did. At least for the people who were, who watched the Our Life VOD or stream.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it has been a while. The normal while.
Yeah. There you go.
Do you remember what happened last time?
We created a time machine.
Yeah, basically.
Or we figured out that it had the possibility of time traveling.
Yes. In both time and space. Because the banana went back to where, it was picked from. So it also teleported. But not only that, it reverted back. And Kudisi was like, don't say it! It's so funny.
Yeah.
But we also met Shining Finger, aka Kiryu Moeka, and Faris.
Yeah.
Who is a maid and who says nya to everything and plays along with anything that Okabe does when it comes to his 2D poison. And we started talking about the IBN 5100.
Yeah.
And then there was more ad channel. Luckily, it was a lot more easy to scroll through.
This time around.
Yeah. Thank fuck for that. So that is what happened. We finished the first chapter.
Yep.
So now we're on to the second one.
Yes.
Yes.
I'm feeling a little weird.
Oh no!
Kind of lightheaded.
Oh no!
Oh, I'll probably be okay.
Probably. You get lightheaded pretty easily, so.
Yeah.
And it's never anything serious.
Almost like an aura
Yeah.
is starting.
You could be an aura starting.
Well, I might be a little out of it throughout the stream then.
It's fine.
But
We've dealt with worse.
yeah. Definitely.
Yeah.
So, okay. Well, let's get into it.
Yes. Yes. Chapter 2. Interpreter Rendezvous. Hello there, Suzuha.
The dawn of a new day.
Nice.
Beep, beep,
Yeah.
beep.
That stuff is like anime exclusive, that clock that keeps ticking to
Yeah.
show the date, because you can always see the date at the top of the
Yeah.
UI in the original VN. So it didn't really matter.
No. I could pass out if I'm not careful. Maybe I should take a shower. I should stave off exhaustion, if only temporarily.
I'm surprised you have a fucking shower in this place.
This room has a toilet and a shower room. Yeah, damn. Holy shit, with a bath. Holy fuck! I want a bath!
That's just Japanese people for you.
I still want a bath. I'm so sad they took
That's
out the...
why you move to Japan. Everywhere is basically bathtubs. Almost.
I have too many mental problems.
Oh, by the time we move, that might be, much better. We'll see.
Maybe. I don't know.
I mean, they're
I don't know.
system.
I'm afraid that I am gonna be mentally disabled for the rest of my life to the point of needing special help.
Well, what I meant was maybe their help you can get is better. That's what I meant.
Uh-huh.
I'm not expecting you to get like that good mentally.
Oh no.
I'm not. I'm not even getting better mentally, so I'm not expecting you to either.
Hopefully I can get well enough to, get an education.
Yeah, at least get on with your life.
Yeah.
But first, you gotta talk to your doctor.
Yeah. Yes, I'm just sad because these apartments that we live in used to have a bath, but when they renovated them, they took out the bath.
Yeah, because it takes more space.
It's not like they needed the space for other things. We just have less space in the in the shower room now.
They separated the toilet from the bathroom.
They have always been separate.
Yeah, but there's also the other room. So. But that's just how it is in Western countries.
I want a bath. Oh. The shower is a little cheap compared to the one my family has back home, but this lab would be hell without it.
Fair enough. Hello there, daughter.
Does your computer not work anymore?
That's not his computer. That is the community computer.
No, his other computer that was on the desk with the...
Well, I think he used that to, like, fiddle with the microwave.
Well, when we last left off, the desk or table broke.
Oh, yeah, right. That's probably why.
And there was a continuous electrical discharge.
Yeah, that's true.
That could have most likely fried the entire computer.
Yeah. That's true. That's probably why he's using it. We don't even have a desk, let alone maybe a computer.
Yeah, exactly.
But there's no desk, so there's definitely no using the computer. So that's probably why he's using that one. He's like, this computer sucks. It's so slow. The fuck?
Daro is at his computer, his back turned towards me. His right leg is bouncing impatiently. Oh, I know that feeling.
Yeah, I know you do.
Luckily, the way my new chair has me sitting means that for the most part I
can't do that because your feet are dangling.
Yeah. Well, right now, and even then, like,
it's still hard to
they
do.
just barely reach the floor.
Yeah.
So I'm not doing that.
Nope. Thank
That's my
fuck
feet.
for that.
Yeah, someone has a bit of an issue with it.
Yeah, because if it's in my periphery, which it usually is, it's a problem. For me.
It's just a nice feeling, okay?
Yeah, it's just a constant moving. I can't concentrate on anything else but that because it's a moving all the time.
Have you ever done this yourself?
No, I tend to, like, sometimes when I sit in specific positions and I put my, like, foot up to be on my toes, sometimes it just spasms and does it. But it's a physical thing that happens because my neck is my knee and my foot's like, the fuck are you doing? But I don't really do it like unintentionally like this.
What's the English word for that? Tics?
It's not a tic.
No. But when I first, like when I was younger, quite a bit younger, I learned about tics or tic. Or
Tics.
Tics.
I think that's just what you call it. It's like just small random jerks.
Yeah. And I was like, oh, is that what I have? But no, it was just...
No, those are like completely random. And they're just like, usually they're just like, eh. Or sometimes tics can even be you saying something.
Yeah.
Some people have that. But like a continuous movement like this is not a tic.
No.
Not in that sense, no.
No, I was just restless.
Yeah. A lot of people are restless.
And undiagnosed.
Yeah, that too.
Outside is a sunny summer afternoon, but inside the air is stale and empty of life. Yesterday.
Oh yeah, right, we left off with just whatever happened, and then it's just a new day.
Yeah.
Because it's a new chapter. So now they're like, what happened again?
That shocking experiment convinced me that the PhoneWave
They've started to change.
was also a time machine. But Kurisu didn't seem willing to accept the results. She just started screaming. Fair?
She's like, what the fuck? It can't be! And she just runs out of the building.
Then she took a mad dash out of the lab.
Oh yeah.
It was like she couldn't get out of here fast enough. Itchy nose.
Oh no! Mayuri, poor innocent summer child.
As for Mayuri, she was depressed about her chicken and bananas, so she skipped her daily costume sewing. Yeah.
You can't hate Mayuri.
And went home.
Which is weird, because when I first watched this series, I hated the shit out of her because of her tuturu.
Grudges over food run deep, I guess. Jeebus, sorry. Which leaves the lab empty, save for Daro and me. Our enthusiasm shot through the roof when we realized that the PhoneWave had tremendous hidden potential. We nearly died of excitement after successfully sending an email to the past.
Yeah, literally, you nearly died.
So we stayed up all night doing experiments to confirm whether or not the PhoneWave is indeed a time machine. The results, however,
sucked.
We went to the supermarket and stocked up on a wide variety of items. We tossed each of them into the PhoneWave, but everything failed. No change, nothing happened. After the experiment where the discharge phenomenon occurred, everything warmed up normally. No jellification.
No nothing.
Suddenly, we couldn't get anything to happen. We still have no idea why. So...
Fishlets.
Now, as for sending messages to the past, first, let's review the problems revealed by the last run of experiments.
Hey, you get some more data to figure out what the fuck's going on.
Problem 1.
Mondai sono ichi. I know that's what it's saying. I love how crudely this is written, by the way. It's kind of cute.
I think that's kind of the point, because, you know...
It's handwriting. But hey, I recognize that one over there. That is the kanji for electricity.
Which one?
The one that has the tail at the bottom. The second one.
The second one, okay.
Yeah. And the third kanji, the second radical, is to see. It's probably something to do with safety, I would assume.
Yeah. Problem 1. Electrical discharge safety precautions. We removed everything flammable from the development room to reduce the risk of fire. We also prepared 2 fire buckets full of water, just in case.
Probably a good idea.
But that's not a fundamental solution.
No. Oh god. Let's hope nobody here had epilepsy.
Yeah. They should have probably warned about that, honestly.
They generally do warn it when you turn on the game if there is anything in it. You open the game up.
I don't remember seeing anything for this game. Problem 2. Mass increase. When the discharge phenomenon occurs,
they wrote Mondai at the end of the second line too. No Mondai.
The PhoneWave
needs it to change.
Suddenly gains mass for unknown reasons. Because of this, the microwave broke the table and made a dent in the floor.
Damn, such a heavy microwave.
But I think I talked about that last time too. It was like, you know, the whole possibility of it, you know, it's doing something that could increase its mass. What that exactly is, I don't remember if I
No, they haven't said that.
No, but I'm pretty sure I was theorizing about why the desk broke.
Yes.
At the time.
But I think you just said something about I think we said something about too much gravity. Like the force of gravity was like so high on the object because it weighed so much. Basically, it's mass, right?
Yeah.
was so high that it just broke through the fucking table. I think that's what we talked about. Because a lot of time, at least in this game, when they talk about like mass and gravity, they talk a lot about acceleration as a needed part.
Yeah.
A bow! You got a bow! Ah, it's cute.
Yeah. Sorry.
Well, it doesn't close down the game like it does with our lives,
No.
or like black screen, so that's fine. Nobody can see it.
I'm just trying to think, what would increase the mass?
Well, a lot of the theories they have gone through for time travel, you need an immense amount of mass.
Yeah.
So it's kind of a given that it would happen.
Yeah, if you go by that, yes.
Yeah. At least according to the theories.
But the question is just, in what sense is it?
It might not necessarily be the microwave itself, but the area around the microwave and inside. That just gets a bunch of force.
Well, what I'm thinking is, like, is it creating a small black hole, for example? That would increase it.
A mini black hole?
Increase the mass.
That could be.
Because that's you need immense mass for a black hole. So.
Not to mention, John Titor has already mentioned core black holes.
Yeah.
Whether you can create a mini version of that.
Don't know.
We know CERN has made mini black holes. They talked about that too.
Yeah.
At the very least.
Yeah.
So it does seem very likely.
So it would probably be something along those lines.
How the fuck a microwave creates a mini black hole? That's another question.
Well, CERN does it by shooting two particles against each other.
Yes. And as I said at one of the episodes, the CERN Hydro, whatever the fuck it's called, it's basically a giant microwave, loosely said.
Sort of, yes.
They do shoot particles out.
Yeah. In that sense. So it could be sort of the same idea here. So for some reason it is, I would assume, increasing the speed of the...
You need to get the black hole to rotate, otherwise it can't travel through time.
No.
At the very least. You need to create a curved black hole.
Yeah, but that could happen in its creation.
Yeah.
Rather than having to do it
that.
afterwards.
Yeah, but it needs to be that too.
Yeah. But when the two particles hit each other, a microwave uses
Microwaves. This is the photon as well. Like
it's just a photon, yeah.
Yeah.
It's just a light particle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's essentially the same thing CERN's doing, as far as I know. They also throw
they use
photons as well.
Not only photons.
No, but they do that too.
Yeah.
Because photons is the kind of go-to when it comes to particles, because they don't have any other properties really.
So we at least had it be so that the photons was traveling fast enough to when they hit each other, which most likely seems like just a random event rather than something
They
that...
at least haven't been able to replicate it in the same way.
Yeah, because you have a fairly big space inside the microwave where the photons are going to be flying around in.
But they're also, the microwave is also sending out a lot.
It's sending out a lot.
So the possibility or the probability of it happening is quite high, honestly.
But how high?
I don't know.
That's the thing. Like, what's the chance?
So far,
of
it's only
photons hitting each
happened
other?
twice. They haven't been able to replicate it since.
No.
And one of the times, it developed a huge amount of mass that it didn't the other time, apparently, as far as we know.
No, it didn't.
So there's also that, but they haven't been able to replicate it since. So there must be something that we don't know. something else needed for it.
It could be coincidences.
Well, then you've gotta test that out, and that's hard. But yes, you can. But the best thing, as they've been doing, is they've been trying different things. We can change one factor at a time to see what works and what doesn't work. But they just haven't found the thing that's different. At the very least.
For some reason, the microwave just works normally now.
Yeah. They did it all night, and it just works normally.
Yeah.
Nothing's changed.
To deal with the issue, we placed the microwave on the floor. We spread cushions and blankets underneath. This hides a hole in the floor, too.
Yeah. Sun!
Problem 3. We're not even sure of the necessary conditions to send email to the past. No matter how many times we tried, we couldn't pin down a single condition. We spent the entire night doing trial and error. We tried over 40 different things, but not once could we reproduce the discharge phenomenon.
Nope.
We started off in high spirits, but grew more and more frustrated as time progressed, which brings us to the present. Honestly, I gave up. That's why I spent the entire morning lazing about like this.
I mean, you should probably also get some sleep, but dude.
Another email pops up on my phone. I've been getting way too many of these since yesterday.
Oh, it's Shining Finger, of course.
They're all from Shining Finger, the woman called Chiyoko.
It's been bombarded ever since.
I've never used email this often before. As how fast Shining Finger typed. No.
You saw.
I saw how fast Shining Finger typed. That should have been enough to tip me off that she was an email demon.
She was a mail demon.
It is electronic.
Yeah, but it might not only be electronic.
I think that's what they're talking about, specifically on phones.
That's also probably because in Japanese it's called mail. It's not called email.
Sometimes they call it. Sometimes in the game they say email.
Yeah. But that's
So
when they're specific.
I'm a little confused.
That's also why I'm saying here it's like it might not necessarily only be email. It could also be a letter, which is also mail.
Yeah, but I don't think that's what they're talking about.
No.
Because he's specifically talking about how she typed on the phone.
I don't know.
I was careless. It's too much of a pain to reply, so I ignore it.
なあ、サンボに牛丼でも食いに行かないか。
ああ、めんどい。
腹は減ってないのか？
減ったけどさ。
They
煮え
eat
切らない男め。
snacks all night. Oh god, you got a new message. That's from my... Oh, the subject is I'm crying.
Mayushi's spending money is getting dangerously low. You and Daru need to chip in too sometimes. You don't want to get between me and my food. Okay.
Should you reply? No?
Nope.
Our time for this right now.
Yeah. What is he doing on the computer anyway? I'm curious, so I casually peek over his shoulder. There's an image of a
Oh, hey, look,
futuristic-
that's the Hydro thing. Hydro Collider or whatever.
large hadron
Oh, yes, Hydro Collider. That's what
collider.
I can never remember what it's called.
Hydro. Like it's dealing with water.
No, I said Hydron, which is different.
Ah, okay. Hadron.
Sorry. I don't even know what Hedron means.
I'm not sure. Listen, did I read this?
Yes, you did.
It's a chaotic metallic cylindrical tunnel. Some kind of rocket thruster, perhaps? Or maybe the interior of a spaceship from a sci-fi movie?
Little did you know, this exists in the real world of science.
Based on the height of the people in the picture, the tunnel looks to be more than 10 meters tall.
Oh god.
ラージハドロンコライダーにはマジ癒されるよな。
Yeah,
Or maybe they're just saying hadron instead of hadron.
probably. At the very least, Hadron seems more like a Japanese thing. They could say Hedron, but it doesn't really have the same meaning either.
No, but it's also, you know, they tend to, you know, take real
Sometimes they
names
just
of words.
phonicize it, so they could say Hedron instead, because that's what it sounds most like.
No, I mean,
Yeah.
in this game, they take real names of real things
Yeah.
and change them.
Yes.
Usually by one letter.
Yeah.
So
Or something like that, yes.
yeah, that could be what they've done here.
Yeah.
貴様今何と言った
Coriander! I guess he doesn't know how to pronounce it. He's like, what the fuck is this?
Okay.
ラージハドロンコライダー知らんの？
Grab Daryl's relaxed shoulders and wring them out.
で何すんだよ。
寝ぼけているのか
寝ぼけてないよ。
そのラージハドロンコライダーとは何なんだ
Apparently he doesn't know. Weird for someone who studies physics, but he also seems like the guy who only really learns what he wants to learn.
But didn't they talk about it in the first ad channel?
Yeah, but he wasn't a part of that conversation.
No, but he was reading it. That's why we were reading it.
Yeah, that doesn't mean he fucking remembers what it is. Do you remember everything you read on that channel?
Well, normally I don't come across something I feel like is as important as what he has been reading.
Well, he didn't think it was important. So, there's
セ
that.
ルンだよ。セルン。その施設の実験装置。略称は LHC。マジ燃えるからおぬぬめ。
Sure!
Oh my god.
It's so beautiful, it's moe. Look at this machine, my dude.
お前人でないものにも性欲を
Yes, that is that in a nutshell.
ねえよ。でもなんつうの？見ててワクワクするっつうの？ニヤニヤできるっつうの？そんな感じってあるやん。
そういえば少し前は工場や高速道路の高架下がたまらないとか言っていたな
Factories on the other sides, okay.
そうそう、あれと一緒。
Okay.
セルンか
Oh god, we learned about SERN!
It's finally clicking for him, I think.
Mm-hmm.
I've seen it somewhere recently. Where was it again?
Was Otto channel.
ジョン・タイター
Yep, John Titor himself said it.
ああ、ジョン・タイター？オカリンが言ってたのって今アットチェンで祭りになってるやつのことだったんだな。
それは偽物である可能性もある俺が言っているジョン・タイターは10年前に現れた方だ
10年前にも現れたん？同一人物？
とにかくジョン・タイターがセルンのことについて触れていた
Yes. Yes, they did. You breathed so hard on me right there.
タイターはこんな予言を残した。すなわち2034年までにセルンがタイムマシンを完成させると。
おお、タイ
And they
ム
will
マ
rule
シン。
the
まさに
world!
タイムリーな話題じゃん。
Timely topic. Yeah, you got that fucking right.
でもそれって10年前じゃなくて今のタイターも言ってた気がす。
10年前だろうが今だろうがどちらでもいい。それより気にならないか、ダル。
I don't know.
この奇妙な符号はシュタインズゲートの選択である可能性が高い。
I don't really understand the whole choice of Steins Gate thing.
Don't worry about it.
Okay.
Steins Gate is something he completely made up. So.
信頼できるかできないかはどうでもいいのだ。
Hmm.
俺たちと奴は今タイムマシンというキーワードでつながっている。そのタイターが言及したセルンについて念のために調べたとしても損にはならないはず。
Oh yeah, let's just hack into CERN, right?
セルンについて詳
Sure
しく
that we won't be caught by doing that.
OK、 僕のセルンフォルダが火を吹くぜ。
Oh god, no.
Smoking hot!
I have a bad feeling about this.
セルンは世界最大の素粒子物理学の研究施設だよ。
Yes.
ヨーロッパ素粒子物理学研究所だとか欧州素粒子原子核研究機構みたいな通称で呼ばれることもある。スイスとフランスの国
Oh my
境
god,
近くジュネーブ
HTTP,
郊外にあってさ、
HTML.
古いところだと
World Wide Web, here we go, all these
HTML
chips.
や HTTP ワールドワイドウェブを生み出したところってんで有名。
Look at all these tips we suddenly have. Well, we have the World Wide Web, abbreviated as WWW, also simply called the web. Standardized document system used on the internet. HTML, hypertext markup language, a language used to design web page documents, allows the embedding of images, video, sound, and hyperlinks. HTTP is Hypertext Transfer Protocol, a communication protocol used to transfer data like HTML between a browser and a web server.
Yep.
Yup.
ワールドワイドウェブだと。それってインターネットの？
Yes, it's the internet.
ビンゴ、 URL の最初についてるやつ。
Except today you don't need to write those things.
No, it's kind of given.
They are automatically added
Yeah,
if you don't add if you haven't put them in.
because everything uses it, so there's no reason for everyone to write it out.
Exactly.
But back then, in 2010, you still wrote it many places.
Yeah. CERN invented that? All I know about CERN is what I read in Titor's book.
Yeah, there's missing an in here. Yeah.
I never knew they were that amazing.
日本じゃそんなに馴染みはないけど、日本の研究チームも現在進行形で参加してたりするのだぜ。
セルンはどんな研究を？
基本的には素粒子物理学かな。世界でも唯一セルンしか持ってない超でかい実験装置を持ってるんだ。いわゆる粒子加速器ってやつ。低速汎用子蓄積リング、陽子シンクロトロンブースター、大型電子陽電子コライダー。
Booster!
でラスボスは世界最大を誇る LHC ラージハドロンコライダータン。
He put a ton on, of course he does.
Oh my god.
Oh, he finds it very
LHC
cute,
は
right?
セルンの地下にある全長約27キロのサークル状トンネルに設置された粒子加速器なんだよ。
Yeah. Very big. Very long.
Now, is it... When he says circular, what does he mean? Circular tunnel.
That it's a donut?
Yeah.
Yeah. We agree on that. We agreed on it last time too. I don't know why you're asking me this again.
Well, it could also mean the fact that, the tunnel itself is circular. Because the tunnel itself could also be square.
Yes, I see what you mean. But obviously that's not what he meant.
The cylinder, let's say that.
Yeah.
Let's make it simple and say cylinder.
The reason why they say tunnel is because it's, hollow on the inside. But it's just a donut. That's what it is. Very, very big donut.
陽子同士をそのトンネルで加速させて衝突させることで未知の素粒子反応を起こそうって実験を去年あたりから始めてる。
Yep.
まあ実験開始前はその実験でミニブラックホールが作られちゃうかもって噂もあったな。
Yep.
そのミニブラックホールに地球が飲み込まれる。宇宙がやばいみたいな。
Sure, because the mini black holes can consume the entire Earth before they collapse on themselves.
If it was if we gave it enough energy to be stable.
Then yes,
for
but
long
it's still
enough.
a mini black hole.
Yeah, but the more it consumes, the bigger it becomes.
Yeah.
So, if we were able to sustain the amount of power draw it has for long enough, it will swallow Earth.
I agree, but why would we do that?
Exactly. Why would we do that? And that's going to be very hard.
Yeah. Oh no, he hit the bike. Ah, yes, mini black holes. Where have I heard that too?
Mini black holes. Sounds like an ice cream. Like just like a circular ice cream popsicle.
Okay.
It's black. Maybe it's licorice. That's on the outside.
That's the only thing I could think of when you said it sounded like an ice cream. I'm like, okay, I guess it's a licorice then.
Yeah, exactly.
Sure, whatever.
I don't know. It honestly, mini black holes sounds a little childish.
But it's a term.
Yeah, I know, but
they're teeny tiny.
I know it just sounds childish. That's all.
Yeah.
Pretty sure Titor said his time machine used mini black holes.
Yes, he did. Small curved black holes.
Are the things he said about CERN true? All this LHC talk seemed to light a fire inside Dado, so we decided to go to Sanbo after all. We continued our conversation over a couple of
beef bowls. Some gyudon. Sorry. It's all a
some beef bowls. You comfortable?
現実にそうなる可能性は
あるわねえよ。セルンが公式に否定してる。
I mean, they aren't making black holes. They're making God's particles. They haven't announced that yet.
No.
もし仮にミニブラックホールが生成されたとしても、エネルギー量はすごく小さいから生まれた瞬間に消えるね。地球を飲み込むなんて全然無理っしょ。
That too. That's what we just talked about. They would disappear immediately.
Yeah.
Because it doesn't have enough energy to sustain itself.
だが火のないところに煙は立たない。
I mean, most of the time that's correct. Not all of the time does smoke equal fire.
According to their official announcements, they only began experimenting in 2008. That's suspicious.
Why? Why?
Of course, that's assuming Titor's story is true. Some of Titor's predictions were on the mark, but most weren't. I'm also perplexed by how everyone around me seems to have forgotten about Titor's 2000 appearance. There's something important in Titor's tale. Or at least, I want there to be.
俺だ。
Here we go again!
聞いて
禁
驚
止
く悪の陰謀の匂いを嗅ぎつけた。ジョン・タイターとセル。その2つの言葉から俺が言いたいことは分かってもらえるはず。
Lady's like, dude, the fuck?
そうだ。
You're not allowed to talk on your phone in here.
機関とつながりがある可能性が高い。偶然だと？おいおい、あまり俺を失望させるなよ。何？根拠だと？そうだな。あえて言えば、ささやくのだよ。俺のマッドサイエンティストとしての直感がな。
Sure thing, dude. That's not evidence, though. It's not how this works.
奴らは世界を滅ぼそうとしている。ああ、ミニブラックホールによってだ。だが、もしもその技術を俺たちが横取りすることができたら、どうかな？
Guys, like, the fuck?
当然だ。俺は誰だと思っている？すべてはシュタインズゲートの選択だよ。エル、フサイ、コングレ。
お前は一体誰と戦っているんだ？
Don't worry about it. Nobody at the moment. It's
俺たちのやるべき
the
ことは一つだ。
やるべきこと？なんぞ？
なんぞではない。引き返すな。そこは全てを組んでにやりと笑うのだ。でないとスーパーハッカーらしくないだろうが。
オカリンはいつも説明不足なんだっつーの。かっこつけるより先に分かるように話してくれ。
Work with me here.
God damn it, Daro. Keep up!
お前はスーパーハッカーだ。
ハッカーって言うな。せめてハッカーにして。
Trying to see where Pearls is. I'm having a hard time finding her.
She's down at the bottom.
Oh! That's why I couldn't see her.
あとは分かるな。
いや全然。
セルンにハッキングしろ。
Yeah, I knew it! I'm gonna hack into CERN!
それはひょっとしてギャグで言っているのか？
No, he's totally serious.
ダル、お前ならできる。奴らの悪事を暴き、タイムマシンについてのヒントを手に入れろ。
悪事ってオカリンの妄想だろう。
電話レンジカッコ仮をタイムマシンとして使えるようにするか、このままただの打作としてラボの倉庫で眠らせることになるか、今が分岐点だ。
どうなっても知らないぜ。
交渉成立だ。すぐ取り掛かってくれ。報酬のポテチ1週間分はスイスの銀行に振り込んでおく。
A week supply potato chips.
うは、みなぎってきた。
Apparently he likes that.
As we return to the lab, I notice
A familiar woman.
why are we missing? Okay.
I don't remember the original visual novel having that many typos.
No.
I don't know.
I noticed a familiar woman fixing her bicycle in front of the brown tube workshop. Taro, his head filled with thoughts of hacking, went upstairs ahead of me. I stayed to observe the woman. What was this girl's name again? I think it was something like Aruma or
Amore.
Amore.
It was Amane, you little ass.
Oh right, Amane. Amane Susuha.
君たち
Yes.
って何してる人？
top secret stuff.
Yeah.
前も言ったはずだ。
It's better you
俺
don't
たちの
know.
秘密に踏み込めば貴様も危険に巻き込まれる可能性があると。
未来ガジェット研究所って言うんだよね。
Yes.
なぜ知っている？俺は説明した覚えはないぞ。まさか貴様機関のスパイ？
ポストにそう書いてあった。
It's not that hard to figure out, my dude.
あ、そうか。
Nice. Uh-oh. Right, of course.
I lower my guard. Yeah, I lower my guard. Guard.
Guard.
Guard.
Let's compare to if you're British or not. Sure. Oh, my spine.
Why didn't she just say so?
She literally did,
知られた
Okabe.
からにはしょうがない。簡単に説明しておこう。ただしこれは他言無用だ。我ら未来ガジェット研究所は世界を影から操る闇の機関に対
Oh my
抗し、
god, it's beautiful eyes.
その支配構造を破壊するために活動しているのだ。ふーはははは。
Could we not focus on his mouth, please?
What?
Could we not focus on his mouth, please?
その闇の機関ってセルン？
How did you know that? His face like, wait, who told you that?
そうだが。
おお、やっぱそうなの？あいつら抱きすべき連中だよね。
Why would you think so? We have literally no proof so far.
Did she just say contemptible? I thought I was the only one who uses words like that in normal conversation.
True.
なぜ俺たちが今まさにセルンにハッキング中だと知っている？
We didn't say
That's
that.
not what she said.
No. You're hacking?
今？
Me and my big mouth.
You got that fire right.
いいからこちらの質問に答えろ。なぜ俺たちとセルンの関係を知っている？
あー、それはいやー実は昼間話し声を聞いちゃってさ、ここに立つと窓から聞こえてくるわけ。
The window. Come to think of it, it was open and Daro and I were talking loudly. But can you really hear us from here?
私昨日からここで働き出したんだけど、これが予想以上に暇でさ、今日だけで 4,5 回は外に出たね。客来ないかなーって店の前で索敵しちゃったね。
Reconnoiter?
The fuck kind of words do you use?
Is she some kind of secret agent?
その時に2階から君たちの話し声が聞こえちゃったわけよ。気になってついネットで調べちゃった。
Looking for a
セルンの
scrap.
黒い噂について
Even
も
though you
バ
have-
ッチリ知ってるよ。
You know, food up top.
Yeah.
They don't care.
You have fresh food?
Yeah, they don't even care.
Fresh vegetable?
Settle for scraps.
Damn, we were careless.
Yeah, you're careless.
Looks like we need to close that window when we discuss sensitive matters from now on. But if we do that, the lab will turn into a scorching hell.
Maybe just don't talk loudly? Apparently that's not his repertoire of skills.
No. Oh, jeez.
It's okay.
I'm just, I don't know, a bit sore. For some reason. Damned if I do, damned if I don't.
Got that fucking right. Okay.
とにかく絶対に他言無用だぞ。
I don't know, maybe is it funny? Damned if I diddle.
Oh, Jesus Christ. No! This is family-friendly content, at least regarding that kind of stuff.
Not according to the...
It's not what I meant. I said when it comes to that stuff.
Okay.
What the games put out, I can't, I can't ignore. I mean, I can ignore that to some extent. It doesn't really matter. That's not the point.
Probably mostly Dado, if anything, honestly.
And a few scenes where it just shit just kind of happens, and it's a coincidence, but it's one of those weird anime trope coincidences.
Oh god.
But I think the scene's pretty quickly over, and it's definitely not yet. I remember the CG from that scene. Oh, it wasn't in the anime, so I don't know if it'll be in this game.
Well, they've animated a bunch of new stuff for this.
Yeah, but this most of them is the endings because it didn't exist in the anime. Yeah. So I'm wouldn't say curious, but I'm cautious.
Let's hope it's not.
Yeah, let's hope it's not, because it literally does not do anything to the story. It's just there.
これでも口は固いから任せといて。
All is quiet inside the Brown Tooth workshop. The Brown's not here either.
But the television's on.
店長はどこへ？
たった今、君のテレビの修理が終わって出てったよ。
He probably went to see the chipmunk.
Sure.
What, his daughter or something? He disappears during business hours every now and then. Whenever I ask him where he's going, he always says something like, I'm picking up my beloved My beloved daughter, I'm picking my beloved daughter up from school. Mm-hmm. Or...
Hey, I'm picking up my beloved daughter. Sit on me.
Or my beloved daughter has a cold, with a huge grin on his face.
He loves his daughter. It's very cute.
Seems like it.
He adores her. You got a new message!
Doesn't matter.
From Barry's original sin level rising?
I assume so.
Yeah. Gyoma, when operating in the Monday world, you're supposed to be discreet, yeah? You don't want them to notice you. Remember, the summoning has taken 2,000 years to prepare. If it fails, everything will be ruined. Although, I suppose that might make things interesting. Nyahaha! Nyahaha!
Should I reply?
No!
No.
I have time for this right now. Bye!
We're gonna just not reply to anyone.
直ったテレビはこれね。お代は1000円でいいってさ。
And manager, I bet he gave it to us just so he could charge repair fees.
I mean, it's kind of how it works. Like, if it breaks, you pay for the repairment even if it was free.
But he could have given them something that was like faulty in a way where it would have to go down there sooner rather than later.
But he ain't got no proof of that.
No. But it's definitely possible.
まさか一人で持っていけと？
Just ask her.
違う
She seems
の？
athletic.
持ってきた時も一人だったんでしょ？
Don't you know it takes 10 times more effort to go up the stairs and down? Defying gravity is no easy task, woman.
I mean, he's
手伝
not
っても
wrong.
いいけど、そっか。もう力仕事も女がやる時代か。
What do you mean? You speak like you're from the 90s, milady.
Yeah.
誰も貴様に手伝ってもらおうなどとは思っていない。 というより貴様のような女子に手伝ってもらうことなどこの俺のプライドが許さん。
Sure thing, Okabe, sure thing. But you literally just said that you didn't want to carry it up there. So do you want help or not? Absolute buffoon. What's up?
What's that word called? It's like you, like, well, not necessarily hate women, but you just kind of rude to them because they're women.
Kind of what?
Rude to them because they're women.
Isn't that just misogyny?
Misogyny, thank you.
You forgot the word misogyny?
Like not masochist.
I mean, misogyny is deeply rooted in the Japanese culture, so just like it was for us for many years. Still is to a certain extent, but even more so in Japan. So I'm not surprised by this revelation.
おお
And she's just like,
いい
damn!
じゃん私惚れちゃうかも
Oh god, no, please don't do that.
騙されるものか。
I will not tell you.
Okay.
But I don't think it's right.
Okay.
Even if she's my favorite character, it's just no.
Okay.
No incest, don't worry, it's not incest.
I was kind of not expecting that, but okay.
No, I'm just saying, that's not the reason. It just
なんで嘘って思う
feels
の
weird to me, that's all.
Sure.
それは
Jesus
こ
Christ.
の俺の能力の一つカラーリングジェントルメンが反応したからだ。
What? What?
He just comes up with the most weird shit.
The fuck does that mean?
Don't worry about it.
能力
This power allows me to see through lies. Liars appear to glow red.
Sure.
Then they die!
あのさ君みたいな能力者って他にもあまたにいるわけ
She's no so naive. She's just like,
いる
wow,
わけが
you
な
got
かろう。
powers here?
この
Damn.
俺がスペシャルなのだ。
Of course you are.
そっかあまたにはいないのかびっくりしたでもいるって時点ですごいなやっぱセルンのせいで退化したのかなでもさ戦闘になれば相手の嘘を見抜く力なんて意味なくない
Shut up, woman.
やっぱ 1000m 級の長距離狙撃を命中させられるとかいかに効率よく相手の関節決められるかとかの方が重要だと思うな
Say that with a straight face. Survival airsoft.
What the hell is she talking about? Is she a survival game? Otaku?
Survival airsoft, a mock battle using airguns, primarily played outside in the mountains. Participants generally wear camouflage. Yeah, I know. I watched an entire anime focusing on that.
I've done this myself.
Yes.
With Rasmus.
Yes.
It's fun. Shoot, shoot.
Pew 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 pew. Shooting small pellets at each other.
It's like... I think we talked about it before, trying to get you into it too. And just give you 2 handguns.
I wouldn't be able to aim anymore.
No.
It's either 2 handguns or I need a fucking sniper rifle. Then I'm good to go.
Oh, yeah.
Because like one can lean on the ground. I'm like, yeah.
Yeah. Snipe people.
Yeah. I like that too.
This is because I know you like the trope of like dual wielding handguns.
I love I love being either like completely close combat with dual like fucking handguns or a sniper rifle.
Yeah.
Either one of those. Which just reminds me of that one fucking guy from World Trigger who's like, fuck dual wielding handguns, I'm dual wielding sniper rifles! And he just starts shooting and I'm like, that's not how this works, but okay.
Just holding them out at straight arm.
Yeah,
and
from the roof is fucking hilarious.
Just...
He's not even like using the fucking what is that called? The thing you...
The scope?
It's scope, yes. He's not even fucking using the scope, he's just shooting at them. I fucking love that. It's like time to get serious. Whips out another.
Not using the scope is one thing. It's not like the worst thing.
No.
But holding
in one
the
hand
gun
with a stretched arm.
with a stretched arm, like not supporting against your shoulder.
Yeah.
No.
I mean, they aren't like real physical weapons, so yeah, but yeah. They're created from like digital technology and alien technology, so they might not necessarily work the same way, but it still looks fucking ridiculous.
You can't eliminate recoil.
No, I'm not saying you can. I'm just saying it does probably.
I don't
have
care
the
if
exact
it's
same stuff.
lightweight. There's still recoil.
I don't even think they are lightweight, because they have like lighter sniper rifles that aren't really snipers per se, but they do shoot for longer distances. You just don't have a scope and stuff.
Yeah, you can the scout rifle.
Yeah. It has a really weird design, and Ska uses it to basically shoot lead into people, which makes more sense in universe. It's different.
There are many.
Their bodies are not made of physical matter in these fights. All right, that makes sense.
There are many different kinds of long-range rifles that aren't necessarily sniper rifles.
Yeah, they have like 3 different kinds in this universe. Like they mass produce. They have like the scout, and then they have another one, and they have like a real heavy-hitting one. So,
Like
it takes a while to charge up.
2 sniper rifles that most people know of that play shooting games, or at least if they, played more classic stuff like Counter-Strike. The Scout and the AVP.
Yes.
The Scout is a less heavy, less powerful, more easily controlled, and more easily, or easier to be precise with. What was I going with this? What was I saying?
You're comparing them to real-world sniper rifles.
No, they are real-world sniper.
Yeah, no, you were comparing the ones I was talking about to real
Oh, yeah. What was I saying? Fuck. I was talking about the Scout, which is less powerful. Compared to the AVP, which is the most powerful, where you can basically one-shot people with it. The Scout usually takes 2 shots. But the Scout is a little easier to do trick shots with compared to the AVP, but...
Oh, there it is. It's called lightning. It looks so fucking funny.
Fuck is that?
That is the lightweight sniper rifle. It has a really weird design.
Is this like Halo or Destiny?
No, all the other weapons look normal, so it's kind of weird.
Okay.
Like even just their assault rifles just look normal. Because this is like, this is the big, the Ibis. That just shoots here. It looks normal. It's just that one that looks really weird for some reason.
Is it like an energy weapon?
No, but that's compared to what you understand by energy.
Does it use physical bullets? Or does it shoot out
No, it does not use physical bullets.
a beam of energy?
Yes.
Okay, so
Close
an
enough.
energy weapon.
Yeah,
Okay.
they all are. They use something specific to the world called Trion,
Okay.
which is something every human has, an organ that makes it. Some organs in some humans are just better at making more of it. Some people have a different amount.
What?
Yeah, that's just world specific for that world. Don't worry about it.
Okay, I think we're just gonna move on. Never mind that. No, wait, don't tell me.
貴様さては機関のヒットマンだな ミスゴルゴというコードネームで呼ばれているだろう。誰に雇われた？
Oh my god.
いや、誰にも雇われてないし。っていうか、ゴルゴって何？
You would ask that, wouldn't you?
Her confusion is suspicious.
Okay. What the fuck was that?
It was a sigh. This ringtone is starting to piss me off. Most likely from that male demon shining finger.
なんか渋い顔してるね。死亡通知でも来た？
I think he wished.
例えだってば。
You come out with some weird shit, Susuha.
What the hell is a death notice anyway? Do those even exist?
嫌な知らせでもあったのかって聞きたかったわけ。
似たようなものだ。
Suppose.
This girl is hard to get a handle on. I really shouldn't let my guard down around her.
IBN5100 というレトロ PC にやたら執着している女がいてな。
IBN5100？
Oh my god, the music stopped.
知っているのか？
Oh, Kape-kun! Oh my god.
Are you gonna read it?
I can read it if you want to.
Yeah.
I wanted to reply to me already. I've been waiting, you know. And please tell me the super hacker's address when you can. If you don't get cracking, someone else might get to the IBN 5100 first. Moeka.
あ、うん。
そうか。IBN5100 の都市伝説は有名だったのか。
Maybe that retro PC is more popular with female otaku than I thought.
そうそう、都市伝説で知った。君はどの程度まで知ってんの？
Sound like you're lying.
IBN5100 を実際に探し回ってみたが、結局空き場にはなかったというオチは知っている。
そっか、そりゃそうだよね。
何か知っている口ぶりだな。
Catching on to your lies!
いや、知ってるような知ってないようなって感じかな。私は知らないけど、遠い知り合いが知ってて、それをちらっと聞いたことがあるみたいな。
Sure.
I don't know. Her voice doesn't really fit her body.
I think it does.
In my opinion. Okay, I don't know. It's a little too light.
It is light. This voice actress does often voice younger girls.
Yeah.
But she also voices girls her age, so it's just a light voice. She's also really good at like going like completely different when it's like a more like dark character, serious dark character. She's very like versatile.
Okay.
貴様、何者
？IBN5100 についてのさ、興味深い情報教えてあげようと思ったのにな。そんな目で見られたら教える気なくなっちゃった。
そもそも俺は IBN5100 になど興味はない。
True. Only Moeka is.
I'm more concerned with CERN
CERN
right
Oh
now.
my god. Don't worry about it. Just keeping an eye on the boobs.
They're not going anywhere.
No, I'm just wanting to see how they've been doing.
They're barely resting.
Paul is just looking around. And Pearl's is just comfy. She's just like rocking back and forth a little bit, so she's comfy.
Father looks tired.
Yeah, but he's like alert.
What the fuck?
Something like fireworks. To me.
I wouldn't say so. Didn't sound like that to me. That's a bit too deep.
I'm gonna go let Pearls out, just because she also have to be out for a bit longer.
Yeah. Can you give me a soda? Can you give me a soda? Thank you. Solving one of Akiba's mysteries won't topple the organization's regime, after all.
貴様を信用できる要素が一つもない。その面白い情報が真実であるかどうかもわからない。
Hello. Hi, Pearls. Hi.
What's your Pearls? Your last cold soda.
うわー、そこまで
Yeah, I
言
know.
う？確かに私挙動不審だけどね。じゃあさ、教えないけど、
Okay.
ヒントだけあげるよ。
Sitting on my chest for a little while, just looking at me.
Yeah, it's like, hello. Woman. Let me go down into the
そん
shadows.
で、分かりそうで分からないもどかしさに身もだえちゃえ。
Sure things as well.
実は IBN5100 には隠された機能があるんだよ。
A hidden function. That reminds me, I'm pretty sure John Titor from 2000 said something like that.
But it's not like you can find it anymore.
I searched through my memories.
確か IBN5100 には独自のプログラミング言語がどうたらこうたら。
嘘！なんで知ってんの？なんで？
I only vaguely remember it, but it looks like I hit the mark.
能力名サイズハング。
It's another of my powers.
貴様の心の内を読み取ることができるのだ。
I can read your heart of hearts. What kind of Kingdom Hearts bullshit is that? Light heart, dark heart, bar.
それ反則！
すべてはお見通しだ。アマネスズハ。観念するがいい。
Resistance is futile.
とにかく IBN5100 には隠された機能があるの。
Yes, you said that once already.
AP エリアベーシックが普及する前に書かれた IBN の独自のプログラミング言語も解読できちゃうのってさ、驚愕だと思わない？
APL and BASIC. You know what those are?
Yes. Well, maybe I've heard about APL, but I know BASIC.
Well, let's take a look. BASIC, short for Beginner's All-Purpose Symbolic Instruction Code, a beginner's programming language frequently used in the 1970s.
Yep, my father used it when he was fiddling with computers back in the day.
APL, short for A Programming Language, a programming language introduced in 1964.
Okay, I've not heard of this.
No, it's even older than BASIC, so...
Okay. I'm more used to BASIC being what people talk about, because that's, I assume, is the most widespread one.
Yeah. I mean, APL
Before.
probably became like, alright, widespread, and then BASIC basically took over, I would imagine, because it was introduced later.
Yeah. Yeah, BASIC was definitely the most widespread, and after that we got C.
Yeah.
That turned into C# and C++, stuff like that.
100 other things.
C++.
Now we have over 100 different programming languages.
We have so many.
Things were easier when you only had one. But oh well.
Some of the more popular ones today is stuff like Python, Go, which are generally more used in like back-end development.
Yes, it's just more backend.
But Python can also often be used for games.
Yeah. Though Python can only, as far as I know, can only go so far. As far as I know.
Yeah, I think so.
At least according to Christian, who is, programming engineer.
Yeah.
He doesn't really want to use Python for like big things. Because it can only really go so far.
Oh no.
What's up?
Is that?
Oh, there's a lion down there.
Yep.
Interesting. Can only be seen on the black background, it would seem.
Okay, it seems like it's a game.
Okay.
Okay.
Could be.
Ah,
You were like, oh god, no, not my other screen.
I was like, I understand why my second screen
Yeah.
has a burn-in, because most of the time it's just my browser
that's open.
shown there
Yeah.
at all times, more or less.
And it gets kind of like burned into the screen if you have it on for very long.
Yeah. But also, these are from 2016,
Yeah, they are
They're old.
fairly old, yes.
almost 10 years old. I've been looking into new monitors, but they're
Expensive.
more expensive than I was expecting.
They are quite expensive. I bought like a cheap one,
Yeah.
and that was still 900. Oh, cheap.
True. Yeah. Well, I want to get like one that has a higher resolution. I would love to get a curved white screen. But those are just
They're
way
very
too
expensive.
Yeah.
because of the technology. You got all the things you need to focus on first.
Yeah. So, but when I am at some point getting a new screen, I am also gonna get a dual arm screen setup for the two screens I have already, so I can have those as extra screens still.
You truly are becoming a super hacker! Gotta have like fucking 5-6 screens. Like one of those ultimate games I played where one of the guys is like, he's an ex-cop who deals with like information and shit, so he can also hack. And then at his own place, he has like fucking 9 computer screens. It's like, what the fuck?
No, I'm becoming Kama,
That too. That too.
the god of gaming. Or this VNs.
Yes.
Uh,
But no.
he has like, his setup is kind of crazy.
Yeah. It's like that fucking Pokemon Go grandpa. Taiwan, who has like 64 phones.
Yeah. Strapped onto a bike.
Yeah.
Oh, no. Yeah.
And they're all the same model because he got sponsored.
Yeah. It's funny.
It's so fucking funny. Anyways, we should probably continue.
Yeah.
Beautiful rendition of that computer.
John Titor did say something like that 10 years ago, and right after that, an IBM engineer officially admitted that to that function's existence.
今や IBN5100 でしか解読できない失われたプログラミング言語があったりするんだよ。
Cool. I guess no one knows how to decipher it anymore. You're like, how the fuck does that work?
I guess I don't know enough about programming. It sounds a little weird, but oh well.
I don't know enough about programming. I'm just like, yeah, that sounds like just a programming language that nobody knows how to decipher anymore, so they need a computer to do it, and this one is the only one that actually knows how to do it. But what the fuck do I know?
How does a computer do that? What?
I don't know. I can't remember if they explain it.
Yeah, I am very confused as to what they're talking about with deciphering. Like, so you can understand the code, or so that you can use whatever software that you've made with the code?
I would assume the latter.
That's also what I'm thinking.
Yeah. it's able to work with the programming language. Is what I understand from this.
It's the only machine that can run software made in
that language.
In that language.
Yeah.
Yeah, that probably makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay, sure. They're making it sound like it's a fucking dead language, but it's like if it's a.
But it is a dead language. No one uses it.
That's nice, bros.
She's actually just fixing herself, by the way.
Yeah.
But she's hitting you.
Yeah, it feels nice. Just like the light touch.
Yeah. It's so crest feathers started hitting you.
Yeah.
Oh, that's your foot.
But yeah, it's like, it must be deciphering in the sense of being able to read and run.
Yeah. Be able to execute it, basically.
Yeah. Because the other thing of like people not understanding the code doesn't really make sense.
No.
Because people can just, figure out how to use it again. It shouldn't be that hard. I don't think programming languages are that.
They're all logical.
Complicated. Yeah, exactly.
All
They're all logical. So it shouldn't be that complicated.
No.
Honestly,
most of the differs is like on what like functions they have. Like not function as an executive function, but like when you make functions in the programming language.
Yeah.
And the way that you write the same.
How you make the codes do certain things.
Yes. But like with I don't know with C, but I'm pretty sure I wrote in C when I did the Arduino. Is it not C?
Oftentimes they actually use Java.
Yeah, there was not Java.
That's not Java?
No, it was definitely either C, C#, or C++.
Then it's probably C#.
Yeah.
If anything.
If anything, I remember I have to specifically put in those like parentheses that are the bracket parentheses that are not square. The other one, doodly ones.
Oh, shit! What do you call that? Beer capsules.
Yeah, that's what we call it in Danish. We call it tuborg.
Yeah, tuborg-klappen.
Yeah. Where like in stuff like Python, you don't.
No.
So there's
that's C#.
Yeah. Okay, then it's C#. It's like I know it's one of them because I had to look at how to program things with the Arduino, and I figured out that they just use this language. So it's like, okay, I'll just look at that. And I also remember that at one point after I edited some, it didn't want to work, and I looked at it, and I literally saw that I was missing one of those brackets.
Yeah.
That's the only reason why it wasn't working.
You haven't closed it or something like that.
Yeah, I hadn't closed it. It's like, fuck!
Then it doesn't work.
No. The software, when you run it, it just says like, nothing happens.
Yeah.
It's like, motherfucker.
Okay, I'm just gonna turn off the microphones just for a second so I can open
You can open my can.
Open my soda. So, just...
Yeah, just...
Just so it's not like, loud and stuff for you.
Not that I might not see many other streamers who just open it.
Yeah, but...
Yeah. Anyways.
Maybe Moika wants to use it too. Or maybe not. Shining Finger doesn't seem like the type who'd know about that sort of function.
だから IBN5100 ってすっごくレア
You never
な
know what
PC
she
な
might
の。
know. She works for an editorial. They have lots of weird knowledge. Because they have to research what they write on. So you never actually know.
So IBM 5100s. 5100s. Yes. Are super rare. Maybe if I get one, I could sell it for a high price. Yeah, but to get it, you'll probably also have to pay a high price.
Unless you find one, just like the urban legend, who doesn't know its worth.
Yeah, that's always a possibility of being able to buy something off of
From
someone
like
who doesn't realize what they have.
Pawn shop or something,
Yeah. That happens sometimes. I don't think I read that. Sorry. It was X? Yes, it was. That could be a good way to raise research funds.
True. I think you'd be set for life for the rest of your university days for that lab if you could sell it. I imagine it'd be worth quite a lot, considering there are not that many of them left.
Maybe? I don't know. It's hard to know, honestly. Especially with technology, like...
If you find the right buyer who really, really, really wants it for that specific purpose for the dead language.
And if it's functional.
Yes.
Because you can't guarantee it's functional.
No.
So, that's always a
You have to test it first. Yeah. Luckily, Dara probably knows how to test stuff like that.
But first, I have to deal with CERN. But yeah, it's just... even on the old Commodores. You know those computers? Like Commodore 64 and such?
Nope.
Okay. Well, those also use BASIC.
Yeah.
To program it. It was BASIC.
Oh my god, a duck! You got a duck for your kitty. Yeah. Hello, Bells.
Hey.
Oh.
She tried to bite my teeth.
Of course she does. She's like, what is?
Oh no.
What do you think you're doing?
Yeah, but what about the lemons? No, but aren't they toxic to her?
I don't think they are. She's probably not gonna like them. Yeah, I'm sour.
Oh. Somebody has liked and retweeted our going live post.
Who, when, where?
Ibui at Love, Hope, Faith.
Oh, yeah, I know who that is.
Okay.
We're following each other on my normal blue sky. That's fine. Hey, what do you think you're doing? See her jump slightly?
Yeah.
Hey, you cannot eat that. That's leather. Yeah. No, come here. That is a leather pencil case. You just cannot have it. No, I didn't pay much for it, but I don't care. It's held forever, and I wanted to keep it then.
My magic cards left Denmark.
Nice. Anyways, let's go back to the game.
I wanted to look up lemon.
You got distracted.
Yes. Chill.
You decide what you want. Oh, she wants under the table, but there's no space. No. Under your foot.
Toxic foods: avocado, rhubarb, alcohol, coffee, tea, chocolate, sugary, salty, greasy foods, tobacco leaves and stems from potato, tomato, eggplant, and bean plants, seeds from apples, seeds from pears, seeds from oranges, and lemons.
Yeah, but that's seeds.
Yeah.
So you can't eat the seeds. They have like a specific thing in that's toxic. Even for humans, it's toxic if you take too many of them.
The acid in citrus fruits can be a problem in large amounts, but as an occasional treat, they're okay.
Yeah. So like, I don't think citric acid is toxic for them. They still need, vitamin C.
Yeah.
But obviously they can't like eat too much of it, of course.
No, it's acid.
Yeah, because they're small, right?
Yeah.
It's the same thing with like the apple seeds. If we ate the same proportion as they do, it'd also be toxic for us. It's only because they're so small it's toxic. Ah!
She bit my foot?
Yeah. Oh, down on the other one. Yeah, where it's shook. Okay, gross. I heard that sound.
Yeah.
Chirp, chirp, chirp.
Apparently cockatiels can be blue. The rarest color.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Huh. Well, I did see a an image of a blue cockatiel at one point. I was like, what the fuck? Fuck? Is this like edited or in some way? But no, apparently they can be blue.
Yeah. All the colors except for the ones that Apollo has are red. So
Yeah.
they don't exist naturally.
No. I wrapped up my conversation with Suzuha and made my way up the stairs to the lab where, seeing Daro hacking away, I took a quick nap.
Yep.
What about the TV?
I don't know.
What about the TV?
I don't know what happened to the TV.
Sorry, pals.
She's like, how dare you move, Corbin?
Yeah. By the time I wake up, a few hours have passed. A refreshing breeze blows in, softly brushing my cheek. Daro is exactly where I left him before I fell asleep. He's sitting in exactly the same position. Not much has changed besides his typing speed.
Jesus Christ, the leg!
Oh, and now he's muttering to himself. I guess he hadn't had any success at hacking yet.
Hacking takes time, okay? It's not like in those TV series where they're like, oh man, that's not how it works. Look how cool. I made sweets. I baked cookies today. I had everyone in my family eat some and got their seal of approval. Would it be okay if I baked some for your lab and friends, Master? Oh, and it would be great if you could teach me some more techniques for Samidare whenever you have time. P.S. I managed 10 practice links today.
Hang on, I have to get some baking.
Oh no, you doing it again?
Yeah.
That was your phone.
No.
No?
Stuck on my fucking...
So funny. It's probably charged, yeah. Hi! Hi!
Okay, BRB.
Oh, yeah, she's leaving. Oh, no! Hey! Yeah? What's happening? What is happening? Yeah. Aren't you adorable? Yeah. You're sitting on my finger? Yeah. Yeah. What are you looking at? Yeah. Your crispiness is so wild right now, Pearl. Yeah. Oh, yeah. You're looking all over the place, yeah. Oh no. Hi. Yeah. You're looking at everything. Yeah. Oh, you hear your woman now? She's looking around. She's like, what the fuck? Oh, she wants you. She wants you. She's just sitting on it the entire time like, what? What happened? Anyways, I finished reading it.
Okay, cool. Well, you can ask and leave.
I don't have time for this right now, Lukako. Bye. Too many emails. Oh my god, Dr. People.
I take out a cold Dr. P out of the fridge. I take a cold Dr. P out of the fridge and quench my thirst.
Yes.
Also have milk. Then I kick back on the sofa and start browsing ad channel.
Oh god, here we go again, ad channel.
And what perfect timing! Titor is currently posting in the thread.
Cool. Can we go higher up? Can't, but not much. Never mind. John Titor says, the everweight wheelie model is correct. Please look it up to learn more. It seems you're all still clinging to preconceived notions of time. Time does not simply run from past to future like a car on a one-way street. No, it's wibbly wobbly, timey-wimey stuff. Now, wouldn't that be funny?
Yeah.
To be more specific, the laws of causality do not allow contradictions to occur. If the result of an event, the effect, is changed, the event itself, the cause, also changes to prevent the paradox. That's why there are so few people who can observe changes in divergence. Divergence being the Worldline's percent difference from the standard. Kuri Gohan says, if you can't observe changes in divergence, then how can you possibly measure it? Oh, I know. Your time machine has a magical device that measures it for you. Oh, and you still haven't explained how research institution conquers the world? Details, plus. Box.
You know what it means?
Nope. Never seen it
Like
before.
saying please.
What?
It's a different way of saying please.
That's kind of what I thought it would.
Yeah.
Which is why I said it with a Z sound instead of an X sound, I think.
Yeah. What has science
What has science done, JP?
JPEG.
Alright. Hoing Kyoma says,
Hoen Gyoma!
don't you people have anything to offer besides insults? How about contributing to the discussion, plebeian scum? If you assume that time doesn't flow in a straight line, then the idea of time travel is much easier to swallow. In such a scenario, a time machine traveling to the past doesn't need to fight against the flow of time. I say Titor's points have merit. By the way, Titor, I'd like to know more about SERN. What can you tell us about their current activities? Kurigohan. I think she's replying to Hoen Kyoma. Or I think Kurigohan is replying to. Yeah, Hoen Kyoma. You're gonna believe this time traveler lol without proof? Are you an idiot? Baka nano?
It's definitely criticism.
Maximum shooty power.
Oh my god.
Yeah, there's so much shit.
Anytime now.
No?
Please. What the fuck?
Don't worry. Take the aisle. We're waiting for John Titor here.
Oh no! Stop!
Money is power!
Yes. You're not wrong.
It's a reference, so
Okay.
that's why.
It's a Cicada bombs.
It's cicada bumps.
Oh, Jesus.
Hello there, John Titor. Replying to both of them as far as I can see. It sounds like you're largely indifferent to the fact that time is not a one-way street. This proves that most of you are still clinging to your preconceived notions. Your resistance to change, from my perspective, is deeply concerning. I think I realize now how this dystopia came to be. Every time a significant event changes the divergence rate, the past is rewritten according to the law of causality in order to prevent contradictions. For example, let's say we move to Worldline B. In Worldline B, this internet forum channel tragically never existed. Once you move to the new Worldline, your memories of reading and posting on this forum will be erased and replaced with memories of other actions. In other words, changing the present creates ripples that change the past. I already covered CERN yesterday. If I were to add anything, I would suggest that you take what they say with a grain of salt. They have already succeeded in creating micro-black holes.
It's a little weird, but okay.
For what?
His talk about how changing the present changes the past in the sense that, like, when you move to a new world line, it sounds like it's the exact same people, that was in Worldline A that goes to Worldline B, but then their memories get changed instead of it just being a person who has always lived in Worldline B. That seems way too complicated, honestly.
But it is the only way to erase paradoxes. The grandfather paradox can't happen if everything in the past gets rewritten.
But
For example,
never mind.
if you change something, the past will also change. To accommodate the change.
Why?
Because otherwise there will be a contradiction. If everybody remembers that ad channel exists but it doesn't, it's a contradiction.
As he says, in Worldline B, this internet forum tragically never existed. Therefore, it has never existed in that Worldline. Therefore, you don't have to change anything because it's never existed. But for some reason, these people are being transferred over from Worldline A to Worldline B, and therefore their memories have to be changed because to fit with Worldline B
Yes.
for some reason. Doesn't make sense to me why that's the case. Like,
Otherwise you have contradictions. Between
No. You don't have contradictions if you... Like, the problem here is I still don't understand what a Worldline is.
Probably, yes.
Because when I think about it, I'm like, well, if it's a timeline, it's just a different timeline where something was just different, and that's just how it is for that timeline. The people are the way that they are in that timeline because of the way that timeline is. It's not like
It's not from their point of view, it's from the one who is going from one world line to another world line. They're the ones whose past gets rewritten. They won't remember that channel existed even when they go over to the new world line. Because it never existed in that world line.
Okay, well, if that's the case...
That is what it means.
What about Okabe?
Yeah, he's an outlier, and there's a reason for that. That's also something they say, right? I don't know if it was this one. No, at least John Titor has said in, I think it was a post prior, that like keeping an eye on divergence is very hard. So only a few people can actually monitor it, so to speak. The divergence.
Yeah.
That is a little bit of a hint, but obviously none of it has been quite explained yet. So.
No. Let me think. Yeah. Okay. I had misread it at the beginning.
Okay.
Yes, or misunderstood it.
Yeah.
Because yes, as it says, your memories.
Yes. The memories of the people going from the world line A to world line B would get their memories rewritten to fit in with that world line.
It's a person or people who are using the time machine to go to world line B.
Yes.
Their memories get changed.
Yes.
I wouldn't necessarily say that the chain or the past gets changed. It's just that they go to world line B, and now their memories have to be in line
with everybody
Worldline B.
else's. Yes.
Yeah. That makes sense. That makes a lot more sense.
They would essentially forget that that channel ever existed, even though they'd had it most of their life.
Yeah.
Where they came from.
Yeah. That's a little weird.
Poop!
Cool.
Right down your pillow and down to your clothes.
I could feel it.
Here.
Cool. It seems weird that this is a thing that needs to happen. Like you said it had to
It's stuff to do usually with paradoxes.
In order to prevent contradictions.
Yeah.
Which really though, changing the memories of one person prevents contradictions.
I think you have to see it more not as memories. I know they use the word memory here, but it's more of if they're at least what they remember is different. That also means what they did in that world line is different from what everyone else remembers, and that might create a contradiction in some action that has happened.
Why?
Because if this person was supposed to do something in Worldline B, but they never did that in Worldline A, and they come over there to Worldline B, they never did such thing that has happened in the past. That's a contradiction. Like laws of causality wise.
Okay.
This is the law of causality, Ramona.
John Titor
Yeah.
has explained that you can meet yourself.
Yeah. If you go back to the past, this is not past or future. This is just a world line, same time but different world line that John Titor's talking about here.
Yeah, but if you go to a different world line, you'll just meet
No.
You'll just meet yourself from that world line.
No.
Why not?
Because that's not how world lines work. It's something the game will explain.
So if you go to a different world line, you erase yourself from that world line.
Basically, yes. But you also basically like.
But that still doesn't change the fact that that person who has always lived in world line B has done the things that they have done. You going there, erasing them from that time.
Maybe I said it wrong that you're like erasing that person. That's not quite what's happening. It's a little bit.
Then why
hard
are
to
there
explain.
two of you?
There are not two of you. There's always only one of you. There's just a potential for thousands of you for different world lines. But only ever one is in works. Again, this is stuff that the game will explain later on, maybe even better than I can do right now. I'm trying not to spoil too much here, so it might make it harder for you to understand it.
You go from Worldline A to Worldline B. There's already a you
No.
in Worldline B.
No. You should see it more as Worldline A changes to Worldline B. There's not another you, but there is another entire timeline where you can exist in.
I don't think you can use the word timeline.
No, the Worldline. But it was more because I was referring to like the history of time and information. It doesn't physically exist.
But
only one world line physically exists at the time.
He says move to Worldline.
Yeah, I know. That is just an easier way to explain it at the moment.
But that means that you're still going from one world line to another. You're not changing the world line.
You're still changing the world line.
And
but
also,
it's because of divergence, I think that they're calling it move, but it's not a physical movement. I think that's what you have to put it into it.
that's not what I mean.
No.
It doesn't have to be a physical movement.
But there are
per se.
not more of you. There are not more of anyone else.
If there at all times are only one world line, and you, by time traveling and changing things, you don't create a new world line, or it just isn't like that's a different world line. You just change the current world line to that world line, which means there will always only be one world line. Therefore, there cannot be a divergence. Therefore, there cannot be a convergence, like you have previously stated.
Yes, there can, but not physically.
There cannot.
Yes.
There are not multiple world lines. There's only one world line.
There's only one world line active or in existence, but there are possibilities.
If there are possibilities of other world lines, there has to be you in those worlds
No, because
already.
they're not parallel worlds.
What about everyone else?
That doesn't matter. They're when you like go from one world into the other one, the history also gets written for them. Like rewritten.
Now we're back to that. Okay. That
Again, the game will explain this. I can understand you're confused. I was also confused at this point as to how it works.
but I want to figure it out now.
Well, you've theorized and you've come to the conclusion that this shit makes no sense.
You keep contradicting yourself, basically.
Probably because I'm not using the right words when I'm trying to explain it, because it's a little bit complex to explain.
Is it?
Yeah, I think it's a little bit complex to explain it.
Okay. This is because you.
Doing, girls. She's up there.
Oh, where? On the top shelf?
Yeah. On top of it.
On top of what?
Top.
Oh, not the top shelf.
Are you writing experiments? Is that what you're doing?
Bullshit.
I couldn't feel it in the image. I could hear her going in a beak.
So she was on top of the shelving unit.
Yes, exactly. I couldn't remember what the word, so I was like, she's on the not the top shelf, the top part, higher up in the top shelf.
But here, in this text here,
Yes.
it also says, once you move to the new time or world line,
Yes.
new world line, which means that there is a new world line and an old world line, therefore there must be two world lines.
No, that is not what they mean by a new world line. The other one ceases to exist when you jump to a new world line.
What?
You're assuming a lot of things that they don't say.
I'm purely going out from what they're writing here.
Yeah, but you're assuming based on what they're writing. You're assuming a lot of subtext that is not there. That's what I'm saying.
Also, then there's the whole thing about changing the past. To change the past, you would have to travel to the past first. To change the past, and then like John Titor is doing right now. He's traveling to the past to change the future.
Yes.
So what he's trying to do is to change our world line to a new world line.
Yes, he's trying to diverge it from the current one, yes. That would be the proper wording for that.
There isn't really a divergence.
Yes, there is.
No, because as you said, the old world line ceases to exist.
There's still a word line compared to what they call the normal one.
I'm trying to visualize this in my head. Because when you say divergence, you start with one line,
Yeah, you could do that, yes.
and when the divergence happen, you end up with two or more lines. Yes?
Yes.
But you said that the original line ceases to exist at the point of the divergence, which means there's still only one line, it's just changed direction. Oh, sorry. It's just changed direction.
No, there's still divergence.
So there are two world lines.
They don't exist at the same time.
So there's not a world. So there's not a divergence.
Yes, there is.
You cannot have both.
Trust me, the game will explain it. Don't worry.
I don't want to wait.
I'm probably just explaining it really, really badly.
Maybe.
But it is also pretty complex shit. The game does like, it does not hold your hand many times, but it will, like, explain things, but you kind of have to wrap your own head around it. It doesn't expect you to be stupid. Alright, Kurigohan says...
No.
No, holy Kyoma says...
Replying to Kurigo.
Yeah, okay. I saw the bottom text, I was like, alright. I desire only to quench my intellectual thirst. Unlike you, closed-minded fools, I will reserve judgment until after I've heard what Titor has to say. And then I will make contact with Titor and acquire his time machine for myself. The great mad scientist Hoi Kyoma will have the last laugh. Suck it, sleazebags!
Stay fresh, cheesebags.
Yeah. I see Kurigohan is right underneath.
Yeah. Well, sort of.
Yeah.
There.
That's not reconstructing the world, you idiot. That's altering people's memories. Who the hell can alter the memories of nearly 6.7 billion people?
Yeah.
Loss of causality, bitch!
No.
Do you even realize how stupid that sounds?
Yeah.
You agree with Kurigohan here?
Yeah.
I think would have noticed if someone went and screwed with my brain. That's the point, you don't. And what does...
I don't agree with that so much.
No, I was like, that's the point of
If your memories...
altering people's memories. You wouldn't know because everything's being rewritten.
Yeah.
This is not the Matrix where things glitch out. That's not how this works. People.
The only way you would know if your memories have changed is that if there is like, okay, let's take it to a thing of somebody has kidnapped you or something, taking you into a thing to rewrite your memories. Normally they would probably do it in a way so you don't have any memory of that happening. But they could have messed up in such a way that you have a sliver of memory from that being done to you.
Or something that the new memory, there is something that doesn't quite make sense somewhere in the back, like a small detail.
Like that, yeah.
Yeah. That could also happen, but this is
a bit different,
yes,
I would
this
say.
is the, like, again, you don't agree, but this is the loss of causality. Therefore, it's not someone altering people's memories. It's
like the
just a
universe
loss
or
of
something.
fixes. Yeah, exactly. So it's like you can't really screw it up in any way.
No. Like, I'm not saying it's possible.
No.
All I'm saying, if it does happen, you wouldn't know.
No, exactly. And what does any of that have to do with the many worlds interpretation? Do some research. Lol. Micro black holes.
And then we have Okabe.
Yes, who is an outlier, and there's a reason for that. That's all I'm gonna say.
Because he
clearly remembers.
For him, nothing has changed.
Exactly. He has all his intact memories, presumably from another Worldline, right? But no one else does. Which is weird. Not even John Titor does, apparently.
No. Hey, would you?
You want squitches?
You want squitches?
Yeah. I can just go down.
Yeah, sure. Oh, there it is.
Is this how you reply to a specific person? Thank you for showing me. Reconstruction of the timeline and alteration of people's memories. I think they're essentially the same thing. Why are you so intent on saying they're different? Because they are the same thing.
Timeline? What? Why are you using time? What is happening here?
Because they're using timeline the same way I did when you pointed it out. Timeline does not refer to like a timeline you understand it in other sci-fi. It's more like a broad, abstract sense of the flow of time that has been rewritten.
Oh, okay. Oh.
I don't know. Oh my god, look at all those feathers!
Oh, there's 3 feathers.
I don't know if you understand it, but I think that's what they mean by when they say timeline as compared to a world line. We talked about the whole thing that like a divergence happens when some kind of event is concluded or thought out differently compared to each other, right? They split out. We also talked about convergence, where an event happens that brings them back together again, which is essentially something that has to happen, right? So otherwise they wouldn't converge there.
No, never mind.
No. So if you just take that example, there are two world lines, but the history and data that is written is perhaps very similar, except for like that event at the start. Get what I mean?
No.
I'm not good at explaining things. With a few exceptions, nobody can keep their memories across world lines. They are reconstructed along with everything else when divergence changes.
Divergence changes.
Yes, when you go from one world line to another one, the divergence changes. The divergence essentially is just like a number with a unit, usually in percentage, of how far away you have diverged from the normal world line. The one that essentially whoever started monitoring this
You mean the
started at.
original?
I wouldn't say original, it's the one that the person who started doing this was in, the world line they were in, which is not necessarily the original world line.
It has to be. It's the first one, therefore it's the original.
It's not the first one. People could have changed time multiple times without anyone knowing.
At some point, there has to be a first.
Yes, but this is not exclusively necessarily the first one.
There has to be an original.
Yes, but this is not the one. This is just a measurement that is relative to where you started monitoring it. That's all it is.
The normal has to be the original.
No,
Yes.
it doesn't have to be. Not in this sense.
What's a road warrior?
Hey, what's a world warrior?
You couldn't remember what the buttons were?
No, I don't remember. Damn, he's getting frustrated.
19 hours have passed since Titor started hacking. Night gives way to a refreshing summer morning. Titor hasn't slept in about 68 hours,
Jesus
but he
Christ.
still won't get off the computer.
Jesus Christ.
I curl up a bit and turn my attention back to @channel.
Ha! Here we're back again!
Oh no.
Ah, yes! I knew it! We weren't done. Okay. Living in 2036 is very different from what it is today. Most people live on farms growing their own food. All forms of commerce and communication are restricted. There's no travel, no internet, no railroad even. Most people never see another time, let another city. Science continues to advance, of course, but the vast majority of people do not benefit from that progress. What is this, communism? Technology belongs only to those chosen by CERN and the Committee of 300. It's very peaceful, at least on the surface. There is none of the conflict you see in this era. There is fucking communism in it.
Depends on how you view communism.
The world in 2036 is governed by CERN. All nations, even America, have disbanded their armies. To put it simply, civilization has returned to an 18th century level of technology and exists under a communist system of government. Well, John Titor says communist system of government, so I suppose that's what it is.
To me, it could very well just be, you know, dictatorship. Doesn't have to be communism.
No. And usually dictatorship, doesn't that include that it's sole one person who rules? Isn't that the definition of a dictatorship?
Yeah, yes.
CERN is a company, a research institution. So there's not one person, it's an entity.
But an entity can also be a dictatorship,
I don't know.
I would say.
Except now that system works flawlessly. Right? Right now you should be asking yourselves how that is possible. Got a duplicate wise. How does a system of government that collapsed in the 20th century exist without any discontent? The answer to that question is the reason I am here. Yes, I am a terrorist. There are others like me who fight against CERN. We think of ourselves as the resistance, but there is no denying that our actions are a kind of terrorism. I mean, what else? Sometimes what else can you do when there's nothing left to fight for freedom, right? That will make you no better than Titor. Oh, who is he replying to? I knew a terrorist. Hey, have you murdered? What if my kids were among them? Maybe I should kill your father. Protect the future. Okay, that makes a little bit more sense. That will make you no better than Titor. If you're willing to face the consequences, then go right ahead. Titor, question.
I'm Joey.
Did World War III take place as scheduled? Why did you come to this particular time? And did you find an IBN 5100? Yeah, right, that was something. The original Titor in 2000 did say that World War III was coming.
World War III, Lamau.
Yeah, Lamau! I saw that.
Lamau.
As I've explained previously, my purpose for traveling to this era is to change the future. Posting on this forum is my way of sounding an alarm. While it may be meaningless after the world lines converge, I just need to get the information out there. What do you mean by World War III? Is this something I said in another world line? I'd like to speak with you more. If you can send me an email, I'll be sure to reply. I'm happy to accept emails from people other than Hawaiian too, as long as there are serious inquiries. I will post my email address here again. John Titor at egweb.ne.jp.
I have a feeling that someone is molting.
Yeah.
Look at all those feathers. Ow, 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 ow.
This thread is now officially on Hohen's watch list. Get out while you can. That last message. Alright.
I think we should probably just end it here.
Yeah.
This seems like a good time to do so.
Yeah, we can do that. If you want to.
It's just otherwise we might be going on for another half an hour.
Probably, yeah. Yeah.
So.
That's fair. Fair. You've got some more theorizing and more ad channel, and luckily from this point on there's gonna be less of it because we can now write directly to John Titor.
And what did I say in my fucking title?
Yeah.
Seriously, no more at channel. And what do we get? 2 times at channel.
Actually 3 times.
Oh, was it 3 times?
Yeah.
Oh, Jeebus Queebus.
But they're easier to.
They were
go
way
through.
Shorter though.
Yeah, because it was literally like one of them was literally like, let's go through it. Oh, I go sleep, I wake up, the hour's still doing, and back to action. That was literally it. But yeah, now we can write directly to John Titor, so there should be a little bit less of them. There might still be some. I don't remember how many more there are, but it is mostly a start of the game kind of thing. To kind of mimic, the original John Titor writing on a bulletin board.
Yeah. Well, now that we're skipping most of
it's a lot faster. It's not 2 hours like the first.
I don't hate it now, right now. It's still like inconvenient.
That we have to like skim through and be like, all right, who's here?
Like we get to one of Okabis answers, and it's like they're answering an anonymous person,
then
and
I was
you're
like, all right,
wait,
I have to go up again.
Let me just. What was that message?
Yeah.
I have to go find that message now.
Yeah.
It's like if it just gave us those messages instead, it would be a lot easier.
It is. You see what's more? It is an inconvenience. Oh my god, she keeps dropping face feathers. But we are just. You don't need the other ones to understand neither the science nor the plot, so it's fine as it is. Even if some of the other ones do seriously ask and inquire about things, John Titor will explain it anyways. So it's not like you need to know the question.
That's probably why she wants.
Yeah, Squitches right now.
Yeah.
Because she's molting in her first. Yeah. But yeah, according to you, this Worldline shit still doesn't make sense.
Nope.
And I'm probably not the best at explaining it. I can explain to you the theory of Worldlines if I can draw after we're done with the stream. But the other stuff is kind of hard to explain on my own.
Can then okay, would that be Illustrator? Do I have Illustrator installed?
No, but I have.
No, I was just thinking because I have the drawing tablet. Just have you do it on stream.
Oh. Illustrator is probably not the best place to do that. It would be more. Paint is much better, honestly.
You want to use Paint?
Because it's free drawing. I'm better at that. It doesn't have to be straight. I don't fucking give a fuck.
Okay. Well, then, okay.
Just go on a break and just find it or something.
Yeah. So we'll just take a short break, then we'll come back and look at Worldlines.
Yeah.
I guess. Maybe.
I'm just an idiot.
Yeah. Here we are in Paint to try and,
I will try.
visualize.
Yeah. That's another feather.
Oh my god.
Like, let's just have this one here. And then...
Why is it vertical? Why are they vertical?
Because I understand timelines better vertically.
That's weird.
Boom. Let's say that cover just there. To make it a little bit easier. This is the basic concept of world lines.
That's also how I was seeing it.
Yes. Which is fine. Hello, girls. Like, we say this down here, it's like... This down here is like the beginning, okay?
Fuck!
Beginning of all time!
No.
It's just a relative thing.
No, it's just more... Okay, not only do you want to have it be vertical, but you want to start from the bottom and go up?
Yeah!
What the fuck is wrong with you?
Steins Gate uses this way of explaining things. That is why I'm doing it, alright?
Okay.
It just makes more sense, okay?
Sure.
And this will be like... I wouldn't necessarily call it the end, but...
Convergence.
No.
No?
Let's
Present?
just call it the end, but not necessarily end of time, but like... Just picture that this is like thousands of years. This whole like timeline here, okay?
Sure.
Yeah. And down here is like, these are like major events. So these are major events.
Why are they major events?
Because they make the world line change to a completely different, a word they use is an attractor field.
At channel not existing is not a major event.
No. But just go with what I'm saying here.
Sure.
And this here is also a major event. Okay? These
So
also...
why don't they meet at the same point?
Because they could be different events that bring them back together.
So... But didn't you say that the convergence happens because a certain thing has to happen in all world lines?
Yes, eventually. Doesn't mean it happens at the same time.
So there can also be events that has to happen in only 2 world lines.
Yes, but the history will eventually become the same thing. So while if you say this is like a major like important person to history who dies, they die a little bit earlier there than they do there.
What? Okay.
Because in this world line, that person does not exist or just dies way earlier. The latest they can die is there.
The latest.
Yes, the latest time the person can die is here.
Isn't that the other one?
No, that is just because they bring it together. No matter if you're on that world line or on that world line, this person has to be dead by this point. Otherwise, history from then on cannot.
Yeah.
be saved.
Okay. I get.
Doesn't mean that the person doesn't die earlier in this world line.
No.
This is just the latest they can die.
Okay.
And in this world line, it just dies a little bit later, which is why it converts a little bit later. But the person's still dead here on this world line, right here, right? Let's call this world line Alpha, and then we call this one. How do you make it better? I fucking forget. It's like Beta. There we go. And we call this one Gamma. It's beautiful, right? All right.
You could also just be ABC.
Yeah, but Steins uses Alpha and Beta and stuff, so I'm just keeping with whatever they're using.
On that channel just before, it was talking about Worldline B.
I'm talking about the characters in the game using these.
Is John Titor not a character?
I'm talking about the Future Gadget Laboratory members.
Okay. So specific characters.
Yes. All I'm saying is John Titor tries to explain things in layman's terms for a lot of people. Whereas, Okabe and Kurisu and so on use actual scientific terminology.
What difference does it make to have either A or Alpha?
Absolutely fuck nothing.
Exactly, so it doesn't matter.
No, I don't. But
they just want to sound fancy.
It's because of the world of physics, you use Alpha more frequently than you use A. You use
again,
those letters.
They just want to sound fancy.
I would also use Alpha just because in the world of physics, everyone fucking knows what that is. You have to remember, Japanese is a language where letter A doesn't really exist. But using Alpha, they know what it is immediately.
Yeah.
Regardless.
They could also just choose numbers.
Yeah.
Everyone knows numbers.
These are world lines, right?
So there are 3.
Well, there could be more. I'm just...
No, that's... Right
here we have 3 world lines.
You have visualized 3 world lines.
Yes. 3
what you said before...
major world lines. I'm not done.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm not done. I'm just making you understand. Let's say that some person decides in this world line, let's just say around here, to monitor the divergence, all right?
Aren't those major events divergence?
They're what causes the divergence. This is the number that Titor has been using to explain the divergence.
What?
So this is...
What?
0% divergence, because this is where we start to monitor the divergence.
Sure.
And then let's say that something minor happens here. Like a minor event happens here. Minor event.
Okay.
It changes the timeline of this world line a little bit. Right? Just a little bit.
Less than the other ones.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, if the person here, we read the same divergence, it could be like point 2% or something divergence.
0.2%.
Yeah. So that's how different this timeline is compared to the world line that was the normal world line, right? The reason why these are minor events, it doesn't create much of a difference, and often they pretty quickly converge in again because it doesn't mean much in the grander scheme. But for these big world lines, the divergence that happens down here is very, very big. So these are often plus 1% different. Yeah, that's a lot, by the way. And this one could be I know technically they have -2 in the game, but let's just say this one's 2.1. It's even further away from this world line. That's why you call them world lines, because the history is so different compared to this one that they're essentially not the same anymore. Obviously, they do diverge and they do converge at some point, but they're so far away, it's thousands of years apart, that you can almost see these as parallel worlds, but they can't exist at the same time, obviously.
If they can't exist at the same time, You
No,
cannot
but
draw-
the thought process when you see a parallel world, it's like when you just look maybe like 50 years, it's just two fucking lines, right? You don't see them diverse or converse in 50 years, right? Or in 100 for that matter.
What?
They're just parallel timelines there at that point. If you just want to look at like what happens from here, it's a few hundred years, and here, right? They're just parallel, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's why a lot of people refer to it as you could almost use the word parallel worlds in that sense.
Mm-hmm.
Because, again, the timelines are so different. That's why you call them world lines. This here is not a world line, it's a slight divergence from the alpha world line.
What? What?
What? I can't help you if you don't tell me what is weird.
How's that not a world line?
Because the divergence is not great enough for the history to be that different.
But it's
I know I made the line very, very big.
That's not what I mean. That's not what I mean.
No, but I'm just
No, don't worry about it.
No, I'm just changing it. Don't worry about it. Let's just say like to here.
But it's still a different reality.
Slightly. But the changes
Yeah,
we
but
talk
it's
about
still-
here is someone being born with a different gender. That's it. Doesn't really have a huge impact on how history flows. They will still make the same choices in the future, for example.
Okay, never mind. One of the things we were talking about earlier.
Mm-hmm.
Whoops.
Yeah, feathers.
Was how two world lines cannot exist at the same time.
Yes, like physically speaking, quote unquote.
What? What do you mean physically?
That's why I said quote unquote. It's not a physical thing, but yes, because of the laws of causation.
Then how is there a whole line here and a whole line here and a whole line here?
This is just theory of how it works. In reality, it would be more like there's a person here who apparently does something changes something so different that they go over to this one, which is a whole percent more of divergence, and then they exist here. But every person who existed here also exists over here. They're the same person. The entire history has just been rewritten.
So, wait, what? Okay.
It is
Hang
complex shit.
the fuck on. The world lines already exist
Yes.
before anything happens.
Yes.
But didn't the world lines come to exist because of stuff happening?
No.
Then what about the major events?
The major events, I would say, are still predetermined events.
But it's
What the conclusion of said events, or the lack thereof, just decides which world line you end up on.
but it's still something happens, therefore a world line.
Yes, but it doesn't. The world line doesn't get created because of that. The world line and its entire history has already been written. No. There's no history before that, because the history is the same as Worldline Alpha. up until that point.
Which means... Oh.
Let me just erase this. That's not how it works. No.
Which means this world line at this point in time before this event does not exist.
It doesn't get created at that point.
Then how the fuck does it come into existence?
It already exists.
It doesn't exist if it hasn't yet happened.
It's a predetermined major event. So the world line still exists. It's just what happens in our timeline that decides if we will move over to that world line because of what happens, or if we will move to the alpha world line, which was the original.
Hey.
These kind of like major events, you can think of them like as major, like maybe historical events. Like maybe this could be.
It doesn't matter what the event is.
No, it's just trying to give an example. Like this could be, you know, the collapse of the Roman Empire. I don't fucking know. That seems pretty significant.
That seems more like a convergence point rather than a divergence point.
No.
What?
Give me here. You can have like you can have like in this time, like in the Alpha World Line, the Roman like empire collapses just like we know it, right?
Mm.
But it also might not collapse, and they still exist for way longer and have much different kinds of influences on the world line.
Mm-hmm.
Eventually, at the latest up here, they'll also collapse. That's true, because it has to converge again.
Mm-hmm.
But they have a much bigger impact.
Yeah.
To the point that history is basically way different from this one, because of said divergence in the event's conclusion.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So let's imagine. So as you said, this was like approximately what, like 1,000 years or something like that. Just an example.
Just in infinity amount of time, but yes, very long time.
Still doesn't change the fact that before this major event happens, this doesn't exist.
What do you
know
mean
that
by it doesn't exist?
As in, at this current point in time, before this major event, this world line is non-existent. It will not exist until this major event happens, where the divergence can happen, to move to that. Well, it's.
I don't think you're understanding it quite right correctly. Like I've said,
because you're saying. Oh,
Jesus Christ. Continue.
You're stop. Take it away. Thank you.
Yeah, you were
stopping me from.
Oh, okay. I didn't know you wanted to use it.
Yeah, because essentially, like, you made such a little, teeny tiny bit down here.
Yeah, sorry about that. I used a line to make it. You can make it longer if you want to.
Because down here, at this point in time, if we go out and look, there was no world line.
No, but this is a representation of the divergence. It's not like it doesn't work like that.
So it is like this?
No! That's what I keep saying! No!
So it doesn't exist?
No! Not like that! Fuck off with that line! You're not like... We live in the alpha world line, right?
Mm-hmm.
That means these world lines don't exist while this one exists. But the possibility is there if someone rewrites history.
Who has to change Worldline for it to exist?
Anyone could. Technically speaking, nobody will know. Unless it's someone like Okabe, who will know.
What the fuck? No. No. Sorry.
It's not about whether it comes into existence. It's which way it goes in the flow of time compared to what happens in this major event.
All I'm saying is, you cannot go to that world line at a time prior to the major event.
No. You're gonna have to. Oh fuck! You're gonna have to do something that influences this major event. So the conclusion becomes different for you to hop to another timeline. But it doesn't mean it doesn't exist. He's staring at me like, what the fuck?
If I'm on a road, I want to change lane, but there is no other lane.
That's not how this works.
That's what you're saying.
No.
Yes.
No.
It's exactly the same. Because at some point, a major event happens, I change lane, therefore I'm in a different lane.
Yeah, but it doesn't exist physically like that. Only one world line physically exists, because there's only one person of each.
You keep saying that these other world lines exist at all points, and then you keep saying that these world lines does not
exist at all times.
No, you cannot have a possibility and exist at the same time.
They exist as possibilities. They are pre-written timelines that might be the world line you are on, given the right choices people make.
Still doesn't change the fact that I cannot change over to a different lane before there is another lane.
No, but that's not how it works. I agree with your statement, but that's not how this works.
So down here I can change over to this world line.
Yeah, if you influence the major event enough, yes.
No. Before the major event. Down here, I change over to this world line. Therefore, it doesn't exist at this point in time. If you cannot change over to the other world line,
you're misunderstanding
it does not exist.
What the divergence means, I think.
No.
Because if you keep your eye, oh fucking hell. You have to remember the history for up until this point is the exact same for both this world line and this world line. So therefore it technically still exists. It's not alpha, it's not the alpha world line's history that's down here. Exclusively,
yes, it is.
No. Only because I drew it that way.
Then don't draw it that way.
If the Gamma world line was the one with the Roman Empire collapsed, like we know it, the history would be like, boop, boop, that's it. It's just different. This world line is just plus 1% different than the one who started measuring it in the Alpha world line. That's all.
I'm sorry. I'm not...
This is very complex stuff, and I'm pretty sure I'm probably not 100% right on everything, because it's a little bit hard to remember all the things that go into this.
Mm-hmm. All I'm saying is, the way you're explaining it makes no fucking sense.
Just think of
No.
When you jump a world line, history gets rewritten for everyone in all time.
Put it in layman terms. Let's not talk about world lines. Say it as it's like as simple as possible.
That's problematic.
That's why I am talking about lanes on a road.
Yeah.
It's the same thing. A major event
All right.
is me changing a lane.
Yes, the lane doesn't exist, but you still choose to change lanes, and when you do that, that lane comes into existence and the other one disappears. And it was the only lane that ever existed from your memory. The other one has never existed. That is literally what I'm trying to explain, and that's why I'm saying it doesn't work like what you're trying to say.
If what you're saying is true, so you're like basically erasing this by going over to this.
You're not necessarily...
No. This lane, when you change over to the other lane, you thereby suddenly there is another lane, and then this lane is gone. This lane has always been there.
No.
That's what you said.
No.
That's what you said.
No.
That is what you said.
I said the choice made you change to that lane.
That's not what I'm saying.
No.
You said when you have changed to this world line, the other world line has never existed. It has always only been that world line. Therefore, it has always been that world line.
No. There is no history that is exclusive. What the fuck is it? There's no history here that is exclusive to the Gamma world line prior to this major event. It is the same as the Alpha world line, and the same as the Beta world line for that matter. You should think of...
Okay.
No, wait.
Okay.
You should think of this as like 3 lines that just run on top of each other, basically. But I can't do it because lines work like that.
No,
but think of it like that.
That's what I was about to say, that the original world line, let's just go back to that. I know this is not what you're
What is the definition of the original world line to you?
The first one.
What is the first one?
Before there was anything else. There has to be a start.
Yes, I agree.
Exactly. There has to be a start point. And that's where we're agreeing this is a start point. But don't say anything.
I would like to say
No, you have to wait.
Okay.
At this point, while yes, it is only technically one world line, it is also all other world lines at the same time.
Yes, I agree with that.
That at some point
diverges so much you can measure it. Yes.
Yeah.
That is true.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's basically what I've come to the conclusion of, is that this isn't a singular world line.
No.
This is all world lines in one.
Yes. Because history and everything is the exact same until the diversion point.
Why is it measured? Well, okay, no, never mind. That's not a good question. Because of course you would measure it in percentage.
Yes.
But
don't ask me about the technology and how they.
Oh no!
I'm not sure they
no.
actually explain it much more than the numbers are displayed on Nixie tubes. That's all I fucking remember.
What?
Yeah, the numbers are displayed on Nixie tubes. It's such a well-known fucking, like, the divergence meter is such a well-known thing that you can actually buy a clock that mimics it. It's just a clock, but it looks the exact same as the divergence meter in the show.
Okay.
Nico has it. I don't know if you've seen it in his live streams.
Never mind that. Doesn't matter.
No.
That's not what I'm trying to get at here.
No.
If you can have 1%.
Mm-hmm.
You said there's also minus.
Technically, there's also minus, but it's a very, very weird world line. They call world line Omega, and it's basically completely different.
How does that work? No. Okay, never mind.
I wouldn't even be able to fucking explain it.
Okay.
All right. You'd have to experience that world line, which you can in one of the endings, to know what I mean. Okay. I cannot explain it in words.
Okay.
It's not supposed to happen, minus. But it does. You can talk now.
You're done? Okay, cool. Okay. If you have plus 1%, plus 2.1%, what about, is it possible to have 100%?
Theoretically, yes. But it will require such a big change that I would call it practically impossible. The only thing I could picture would be whether the Big Bang happens or not. Would be like 0 to 100.
Yeah, but
the level of that kind of influence.
Essentially,
the bigger the divergence, the bigger the major event has an impact on the following history.
I was thinking. I think you also mentioned this before. That there are an infinite number of world lines.
Yes, theoretically, yes. An infinite number of possibilities.
There has to be if you like. If you go from 0% up to, well, let's not say 100. Let's just say 99.99 continuing.
Not that the game ever goes beyond like 1.5, but yes.
No. And you have to have everything in between, every possible number in between, which means
we're down to like sometimes like 5 decimals on the difference. Yeah, and obviously there's a lot more, but that's just what's measurable.
Yeah, but that's still an infinite amount of possibilities.
But remember, some of these are not. This is not a world line, but it still has a divergence of like, what is that? 20%? Yeah, 0.02%. So you can also have change. You can also have a minor event that changes things a little bit here. That compared to this would be maybe 0.98%. Right? You still have an infinite amount of world lines, yes, but all the numbers in between are not necessarily world lines. They could also just be a minor like detour on the world line.
Oh, well, yes.
Because world lines, it has to be majorly different. So a little bit of a percentage in difference is not gonna do much.
Then maybe drawing it this way is probably not a good idea. You would have to have this line and then out, and so I assume that you have like one world line which is plus 1%, and then you have one world line which is plus 2%, and then one world line that is plus 3%, or at least something along those lines.
Yeah, like it's not necessarily every like 1%.
It's big enough difference.
It's big enough difference. It can also
for
be
it to
like
be a world line.
I think one of them in the game is like 1.2 specifically.
Yeah, but
that just exists somewhere.
But
among these many like inconvenience like things that happens, but it's still on that world line. Doesn't mean anything.
Oh, sorry. Oh.
But yes, I just drew these to just explain. Yes. You may speak.
When you have a plus 1% world line.
Yes. Or
you cannot have a world line that is 0.98%.
Yes. It's not a world line. It's a timeline.
No. I'm saying you cannot have a major world line like this one, where it would be a major event down here that changes it out to be too close to this world line.
You're talking about timeline.
No, world lines.
No, because
these are world lines.
Yeah, these big ones here are world lines.
Yeah.
But these small ones here are not.
I'm not talking about the small ones.
No.
I'm talking about the big ones.
No, obviously you wouldn't have one that is like, you can't have a world line that's 0.98 because the history wouldn't be different. But you could have one that's like 0.98 I don't know, 0.7. I don't actually remember how much of a difference is needed for a new world line.
Yeah, there's obviously a set amount of difference that has to be between, let's say, 2 lines.
Yes.
For it to differentiate between a world line and
just a timeline. That's when you use timeline.
Timeline.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
But yeah, essentially, like, what John Titor is trying to do is that, like, at some point in this event, CERN will, like, take over, right? And John Titor doesn't want that. So John Titor travels back in time to approximately here, let's say that.
To either stop CERN from creating a time machine or, well, considering he's in 2010, he's too late to stop CERN from existing.
Yes.
So in this case, he
wants to stop CERN from getting a monopoly on a time machine.
Yeah.
And because he's from the future, John Titor also knows what events exist down here to a certain extent, right?
Yeah.
And knows that there's probably a possibility of something very significant happening here, which is why John Titor went down here. Like CERN getting a monopoly or developing a time machine and not developing a time machine. Is so significant that it's different, like, world lines.
Yeah.
Because it has, again, they basically took over the world. It has a very big influence on the history at large.
Yeah. So let's say that this one out here, he has stopped them from doing whatever.
Something else will happen, but that's not our concern.
So
we don't know what it is.
Yeah. So he will then jump from here over to, like, here. Like over here on this world line.
Yes, if he goes back to the future, yes. Because John Titor right now is in our present, which is not his future.
No. But I assume he's going to go back to the future. Like, why wouldn't he?
I'm just saying, yes.
He wants to change the future, probably because he wants to be in that future.
Yes.
So he changes it down here, and then he goes back to the future, and he ends up over here, and that is when he then will have new memories of this new world line.
Yes.
That has then, at that point, always existed there.
Yes.
It's not like it goes beyond this point.
Yes. Nope.
Because this is still the same.
Yes.
Even for this one over here.
Yes.
Okay.
There's a lot of this that is a lot like the butterfly effect. The only thing that is not the butterfly effect is the fact that there are main world lines and that they do converge at some point again. But world lines, the convergence and the divergence is so far apart, a lot of the time you can just see them as parallel lines where the history is just not the same at all.
Yeah.
Do you understand a little bit more?
Maybe.
Yeah. You
at
least agree with what I'm like. We agree with each other. That's good movement. That's good improvement.
This has made it easier for you to explain yourself rather than
because
what you
I'm
did
good at
before.
explaining visually. And obviously, like, these small timelines here, there are an infinite amount of them at different times, at different lengths, but they don't really mean anything.
I get that.
That is like the butterfly effect, but they'll eventually also converge in because it means nothing.
Yeah.
Absolutely nothing.
It could be like...
it could be you literally choosing between getting beef for dinner or getting chicken for dinner.
Yeah, exactly.
That is the level of minor event we're talking about.
I was about to use an example of breakfast.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's the same thing.
But it can apparently also be, for at least for some people, maybe not for everyone, but for some people, it could be what gender you were born as. Because the choices you would make, regardless of what gender you were, would basically almost be the same. and it doesn't have a big impact on the Worldline at a large. What choices you make in your life does not impact how history will go in the future.
I think you're using a bad example.
I'm actually kind of using an example that happens in the game, so I'm not wrong.
It's a bad example because you being born with a different gender has a big difference.
It has a big impact on the individual.
You will not make the same choices. You cannot make the same choices.
I think you're misunderstanding what I mean.
Nope.
It has a big impact on the individual, and I'm not saying you will make the exact same choices throughout your life.
But that's what you said.
But the major things that could impact history would be the same. Whether you were born with like male parts or female parts, you could still be interested in physics. Doesn't matter which gender you were born as. It's those things I'm talking about. Doesn't matter what gender you have, you will never have a child.
Whoever who has written that does not properly understand the difference between being a man and a woman at birth.
I still think you're misunderstanding it. So I agree, individually, for that individual, maybe family and stuff. It's a big difference. But it's not going to influence.
Will change your entire life.
Yes.
You will not.
But not the entire life and history of everything to come.
But it's still way different.
It is. It is obviously more different than 0.02, but it's not enough to change the entire course of history. That's all I'm saying. You would have to be the most influential person in the world. Then I agree. But if you're just a normal person like us, it's not going to change the course of history.
I was about to say, what if Hitler was a woman?
That would probably change things, yes.
Exactly.
But I'm using the example as a normal person like you and me. We don't have much influence on history at large as an individual.
Technically, you never know what you're going to achieve in the future.
No. But let's assume, because this is pre-written stuff, so they would know. The timelines would know whether you were significant enough.
So what you're saying is that there exist main characters and background characters. People who have an effect on the world line compared to people who don't.
Yes, obviously. Doesn't have to be the same people for each world line.
That just makes me sad.
Yeah.
It basically just goes to show that, like, what's the point of living?
It's even sadder when you realize that a convergence is basically something that will happen. You call it fate. You can't escape it. But at the same time, you also know it won't happen before that point, because it's the only point where it converges back in to the world line it was with before.
So this doesn't change the fact that it's going to happen. And
nope, it will happen.
You are a background.
You can't escape it.
You are a minor character, and you can't change anything.
But you are basically. You can't. If you say your death is one of those major things that has to happen, you can't die until that point. No matter how reckless you are, the world line will not allow you to die.
No, but doesn't really matter. Like, John Titor is clearly a major character.
Yeah. Without John Titor, there would be no there would be no hopping the world line at the end of the game. That's for fucking sure.
Yeah. Also, the fact that, he gets his hands on a time machine to change the future. Change the future.
He doesn't get a hand on it. They steal, technology, and then someone makes a time machine from that technology. They don't steal a time machine.
I didn't mean get his hands on it as in taking one from them.
Okay.
I mean getting his hands on one as in getting into possession of one. Doesn't have to be one they have made.
Okay. I misunderstood what you meant.
Yeah.
Because the wording was not very precise.
I think my wording was fine, but...
Apparently not.
Because I didn't say steal. I didn't say take from. I just say get.
Yes. But you said
that
get
could be
from them, which is why it was confusing to me.
I did not say get from them.
Yes, you did.
Nope.
Yes.
Nope.
Doesn't matter, though. It doesn't matter. I don't care. It's not worth discussing.
Always worth discussing.
No.
Yeah.
But yeah, you get the point now.
Maybe.
Kinda. I'm sure the game's gonna explain it more detail and with better wording and easier than this. But this is the basics of how time flows in that world.
Still hate the way you've drawn it.
Blame Stansgate on that part.
Because that makes no sense. Not even Japanese goes from bottom to top.
No, I don't think Steins uses that specifically. They use it the horizontal stuff, but I just find it easier to begin from the bottom and
You
up.
mean vertically?
Yes, vertically. But I find it easier to begin from the bottom and up, like something sprouting. That's the image I have when I go up. Or climbing up a rope, which is literally something they use in the game. That is literally a way they explain it in the game.
That's a weird way to look at it.
It made more sense in the context of the game, trust me.
Because... No matter how you look at something, there is a certain way you're going to look at that thing. You will never, at any point, look at anything from bottom to top.
Not when you're reading, no. But if you...
I'm not saying reading.
No?
Also images.
I wouldn't necessarily say so.
We have the golden ratio and silver ratio.
The golden ratio has nothing to do with top or bottom. There are 4 points equally from the top and from the bottom. You're talking about the reading line, which a lot of people utilize in imagery.
The golden ratio is a diagonal line.
No.
Yes, it is.
Not in imagery.
Yes, it is. I had about this in school.
In geometry it is, I agree. But it's not when it comes to imagery.
When you're looking at images, like, for example, an ad, a still ad, you look from left, top, to bottom, right. That's how you look at an image.
Technically, this is the golden ratio that you know, and it starts from the bottom, but that's besides the point. That's not what I was looking for. This is the one you usually use in imagery a lot of the time. This is the main one you use.
That's not what I'm talking about.
That's still the golden ratio.
I'm talking about where you start looking to where you stop looking. Nope.
That is the other one.
Nope.
These are the golden ratios, by the way.
Boop, 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 boop. And you go from here to here.
That's the reading line, not the golden ratio.
That's the golden ratio.
No, that is not the golden ratio. That is the diagonal reading line. This is the reading line. Literally searched it. Not the golden ratio.
It's a golden ratio.
No, it's not. Mm-mm. This is the reading line. I agree a lot of ads and stuff utilize this because it's a natural thing for Westerners. But it's not the golden ratio. This is the reading line. Even here. The golden ratio is part of usually where it goes, yes. But it's not the golden ratio.
Oh, fuck. Yes. Sorry. It's because in Danish, det gyldne snit.
No, that's the same thing as the golden ratio. You called it læselinje in Danish. You think you're right? Yes, I literally searched for it in Danish.
No. I'm not talking about that.
This is still the gyldne snit. It's not a diagonal line, and it never will be. Unless, of course, you alter the Worldline so much that it is.
You need to shut up.
No!
About that.
No! This is still a string about Steins, I swear! That's just the number.
I wish I could find my project I had where I was mixing math and Danish, because I was using the golden ratio. I was talking about the golden ratio.
Yeah, I know. I remember that. But you're misremembering what it entails. She's got stuck on her. You're misremembering what it is.
No.
Yes, clearly.
Because I remember that...
Oh my god. It's the Will of Steins Gate. Sorry.
Because there was a way where it was like, let's see, like you have a specific length here, and then I think is it half this, or like it's something like compared to how long this is. This one has a length that is based on this.
That is the formula for the golden ratio. That you could see if you go back to the webpage.
And then I know I've done it in the opposite direction. And then this...
It doesn't matter.
...is a golden ratio.
It is theoretically the number, the golden ratio. But that is not how you use it in imagery and reading.
Fuck! Yes, you're right. Holy shit!
Got him!
That's right.
This is the mathematical formula for explaining it visually.
This was a very basic way of explaining how to find the number.
Yeah. It has nothing to do with images or anything else.
That's why I was so adamant about the diagonal line being the golden ratio.
Sorry, it's not.
Okay, well...
You now understand what it is you thought was what.
Yeah.
That's all right.
You see my confusion here?
Yeah, I see your confusion.
Yeah, that's why I was...
But as soon as you told me what it was, I'm like, no. This is a visual representation of the number.
Of the number, yes.
Because it's based on the Fibonacci sequence.
Because I, at first... Let me tell you a little story that's very infuriating. I had a project where I had to...
No, Aiko, you can't. No, Aiko. No, Pearls, you can't do that.
Where I had to mix two subjects for that project, and I had chosen math and Danish.
Chosen, as in you were kind of forced to, weren't you?
No. I was like... I don't fucking know. The math. Well, I didn't truly at the time when I chose this, I didn't truly understand what it meant to choose those two subjects. I was like, oh, I'll choose math and Danish because then I'll do math in Danish.
Yeah, no, that's not what it means.
That's not what it meant.
No. Everything had to be in Danish no matter what, unless you chose maybe specifically English. You could write in English. You didn't even have to.
No.
You just had to use stuff you learned in class.
Because was it a previous or was it after the one where I wrote about the Scott Pilgrim series?
I think that was before.
Yeah.
Because that was like a trial thing that was not quite the same as your SSO.
No, but it was like
SSO is
it was where
basically
you chose a
SOP.
subject and then you have to had to make write a paper in that subject.
Yeah.
And at the time I had chosen English, so therefore I was writing in English.
Yeah.
So
But you can.
yeah.
But it's more than that.
Which is what confused me and made me think that if I chose math in Danish, I will do math in Danish.
Yeah, no. It's not
That's
how
not how it
works.
worked. So I had to figure out a way to, how can I take Danish and apply math
Yeah.
to it? Like
You have to think of what the Danish subject and what the English subject entails. There's a lot more language in the English than there is in the Danish at the level you are at.
Yeah. But it's more like, because in Danish, it isn't necessarily like at that point so much about learning the language.
No.
It isn't. It's
really not.
It's about what do you call it in English? Anmeldelse. Like common education, sort of.
Wisdom pertaining to your culture and nationality is probably the closest I can get.
Okay, sure. Yeah. So there you would like in the in Danish subject, you would learn how to analyze images,
Yeah. Texts.
different kinds of texts.
Being
Movies.
critical about it.
Yeah, movies and all kinds of video forms.
Mm-hmm.
Like all that stuff is stuff you learn in Danish.
Yes. And then you have some kind of background knowledge you learned in the subject to perspectivize with it.
Yeah.
Like a history period or a specific director or author or whatever, right? That you would use. Those are the things like factually you learn in Danish. And I assume it's very similar in English-speaking countries.
Yeah.
They just write a lot of essays there instead. But I don't fucking... Essays is just a written fucking hand assignment, so I don't fucking know what their definition of essay is at this point. Because our definition of essay is not that. Pearls, you cannot touch the interface. No. She put her beak on one of the mic knobs.
Oh.
I'm like, you can't do that! What if you turn it?
Yes. And I am pretty sure it also, like, depending on what your first and second subject was, the first subject is the one you have to focus on the most compared to the second
that's your
subject.
main subject for an SSO, yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I had chosen Danish, so it had to be focusing on Danish the most.
Also because it was Danish A. That is also one of the things that decides it. For us, we had to choose an A subject as our main subject, and I had biotechnology, obviously.
I don't remember if that was a thing for us.
No.
I honestly don't, because we only really have Danish as an A subject.
Yeah.
So therefore, for us, that would mean that everyone has to choose Danish.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think you had to choose, but it might have something to do with the weight, the higher the level of the subject, because basically they expect that you know more.
No, it was I think because I chose Danish as the first subject and math as the second subject, which means that it is a Danish assignment with math like layered over to as like a secondary.
It's like a support.
spice.
It's like a support.
Yeah, it's a
The
support.
Danish is the spine, and then like the math is like the support system you need to make the spine work. Sorry, sounds weird, but do you understand what I mean?
I understand what you mean, but they might not.
No. Danish is your brain,
No.
and math is the blood supply.
Danish is the food, math is the spice.
Okay, sure. My brain doesn't work that way. My brain can only figure like medical analogies out, so I don't fucking know at this point.
So, basically to tell you that math wasn't super important for this.
Apparently, it was more important than your counselor / teacher told you.
I'll get to that.
Okay.
I'll get to that.
Okay.
So, I had to figure out, okay, well, how I'm gonna have math or Danish math.
Yeah.
Like how I'm gonna mix those two subjects. Then I looked a bit around and realized, right, the golden ratio. The golden ratio is based on math.
Yes, and it's used in basically any like imagery if it has been thought out. I even use it for some of my compositions.
Yeah.
So
it's used for any imagery, whether it's still or moving.
Yeah, a lot of the time.
The golden ratio is used.
If you're good at what you're doing, that is.
If you know what you're doing.
Yeah, if it matters to you, like sometimes when I sketch, I don't give a fuck about it. But if I do big illustrations, I give a fuck about it. There's a difference also there. But yes,
yeah,
I know what I'm doing and I know it exists.
So I was like, okay, cool. I can do the golden ratio because that entails both math and Danish.
Yes.
So I get myself a book about the golden ratio and how to calculate it and stuff like that. And I put down how to prove how to basically get to the number of the golden ratio. I don't think it's necessarily proving it. I don't think it was a proof.
I don't think you can prove the golden ratio as it's just a number.
Yeah, it's more
the definition.
No, yeah. What I was doing was how to find the number.
It's more like how do you define the golden ratio? Because the golden ratio is a never-ending number. It's infinity like amounts of decimals. So it's a way to like define it.
Yeah. So I used math to explain how to find the golden ratio. And obviously, what I was gonna use it then afterwards to apply the golden ratio to an image and explain out from there what does the golden ratio mean to this image and how you're supposed to look at it, stuff like that. But I was told that I should not be that heavy on math. So I was like, okay. I guess I'll have to find another way to explain how to find the golden ratio. So I found another way. The triangle. Where you have one length and you have a line that is a certain length. The length doesn't matter.
No, because it's a ratio.
We're talking in ratios here. And you then have a perpendicular line that is a certain ratio.
It's proportional to the first line.
It's proportional to the first line.
Directly proportional, that is.
And then from the top of the perpendicular line to the bottom of the original line, or the start of the original line.
The horizontal line.
Yeah,
the baseline.
Yeah.
You make a triangle, just like Ramona did.
Yeah. Then you have the golden ratio.
Yes. You have something that is very close to the golden ratio.
Yeah. Because here you're basing it directly on ratios, which can give you the most precise number. Which then, if we go here, which gives this.
Yes.
It gives phi. Oh, fuck. What the fuck?
You searched on images when you did that.
So it ends up with phi.
Yeah.
Which is the the formula for the golden ratio.
Yeah, that is the precise formula. You can do it much easier by using the Fibonacci sequence.
Yeah.
The higher you go, with the numbers compared to each other, the closer it gets to the golden ratio.
Yeah.
Those are the numbers used when you make that triangle, for example.
But if you are ever, calculating with the golden ratio, if you want precise numbers, you use phi.
Yeah.
If you don't
just like you use pi.
Exactly, like you use pi. But if you don't want anything, if you don't need it to be precise, you can do like you do with a lot of time with pi, right? 3.14, or what is the golden ratio in numbers?
1.7, is it not?
Is it 1.7?
I think so.
I don't remember.
It's less than 2.
Yeah.
And more than 1. I know that much.
So you can write like a small number.
Yeah. What's 8 divided by 5?
I'm not good at division. I'm sorry. I'm very bad at division. I don't. If we have to have 8, no, it's 5 8 times, right? No, is it 8 5 times? Divide 8 into 5. No.
Yes.
Yes?
Yeah, it's 1.7.
Okay,
Pretty
1.7.
sure.
Yes. Yeah. Anyways, what was I saying?
Oh no, 1.6. Somewhere around there. Because I put it one more up, 13 divided by 8, and it became 1.625. So 1.6 something, I think.
Depends on how precise you are.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not very high up in the Fibonacci sequence, but
where was I trying to go with this? Anyways, yes. I came into the examination with my little, drawing here, explaining how to find the golden ratio. Very simplified. Because I was told I couldn't use the mathematical formula. Because it was too technical. So I get in there and start talking about, how to find the golden ratio by doing this. So I drew it down just to give them an example of like, you have this line, and then this line is its length, so this line needs to be this length, and then you draw the line from that end to that end, and then you have a triangle and the golden ratio as a number, or the idea.
yes.
And
Good enough.
yeah, afterwards I got what is that? What is a failing grade that is not F? Is that E? No.
Yes.
Yeah, E.
E and F.
Yeah. So I got E, which basically in term of the Danish like grading system, like 0 as it's called here, means
Technically, that's still an F if you translate it directly over to grades.
Is it?
Yeah, because 0 and -3 are F and FX. Both Fs.
Right.
It doesn't translate very well over to the A, B, C, D, E, F system.
Right, yes.
Because E is still a failing grade in America. D is barely passed, and C is like, all right. But that's not how it works for our system, because it's a lot harder to fail in our system. But there's just longer between the grades now.
0 in this case essentially means you met up and did fuck all.
Yeah. It's
Therefore you failed.
I think the interpretation they write in their paper, that like the word they use to describe 0 is not good enough at all.
Yeah.
that's like the thing you get. Utilstrækkelig, as it's called.
Like with my Danish exam, when you have your written exam, you, like, if you meet up to the written exam
hand in an empty paper, you get
Hand
0,
in
0.
an empty paper or an unfinished paper,
Yeah.
you get 0, 0.
Yeah.
You have essentially tried, but you haven't. It has been far from enough to get a passing grade.
Yeah. But you also only need like 20% to get 0, 2.
Yeah. You don't
Which is the next grade, which is a barely passed grade.
Yeah. You don't need a lot to get barely passed. Essentially, what you have to do is to just, make an assignment, write the paper that is comprehensible and makes sense, and just do the minimal
basic shit.
Yeah. Then you get 0, 2.
Yeah. Which is an E when translated, but technically it's a D. It's weird. I only know this because we had to translate our grades when I moved to Spain. Because they use a third grading system, which makes a lot more sense, honestly.
And
I love their grading system.
that's why essentially 0, 0 just means you met up and didn't try.
Yeah. Or at least whatever you tried was not good enough at all.
Yeah.
Didn't even scratch the surface of what you were expected from you.
I got told by the examiner, who was a math teacher, because they
have a Danish and a math teacher
and
examining
the Danish teacher, because that was my main subject.
Yep. Was my counselor.
My counselor.
Mm-hmm. Advisor.
Or, advisor.
That's probably
one
a better
of them.
word.
Because you had an advisor for each subject, but
yeah, he was your main advisor.
It was my Danish advisor.
Yeah,
who was there. And the math teacher, the examiner, told me afterwards, I wish you had done more with the math.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, I was literally told I was not allowed to do that because calculating the golden ratio and using the triangle to find the golden ratio. There's no in between those two.
No, there's only the Fibonacci sequence left.
And that's still too complicated.
I don't know if it is, but that is the only thing in between.
For a Danish teacher, that's too complicated.
Apparently. I had the Fibonacci sequence literally on my first year in college on math. Barely even fucking started and we had the Fibonacci sequence.
Mm.
So.
But it's still just... Well, you also... it's a bit different for you. Compared to, if it's HF. Because if you only have math on C, you might not learn about Fibonacci.
No. Not to mention, the technical college I attended has completely different curriculum that the... What do you call that? It's not average. What do you call it? General college has a curriculum.
Yeah.
Generally, the technical college has actually less subjects in their curriculum. But they also have some that the general college does not have.
Yeah.
But they also then just have spots where the class can choose what it is they want to have. We had 2 subjects we could choose in our third year because it allows for that. So we could choose something that matches with their interests and matches with the other main subject we had, which was biotechnology.
Yeah.
So we had about differential equations, for example. And logistics models. That's the second one. But yeah, the whole situation just sucked. Sucked ass.
Because I was told by my advisor that I should focus on Danish.
Yeah.
Math is not important for this.
No.
I was
Says the Danish teacher, I might add.
Yeah.
That probably should have been maybe I should try and ask my math advisor. Well, doesn't matter. You know that for another time.
It honestly sucked because the teachers who were my advisors were not the teachers I normally had.
No.
Which means it was people I do not know.
Yeah.
And I don't fucking know how to talk to people I do not know.
No. I can totally understand that. Yeah, well.
My issues, my mental disabilities, was definitely not taken into account at that point.
No.
But it was also still while I was in the middle of being or figuring out everything.
In the middle of the whole diagnosing process.
Not necessarily diagnosing, but
No, but
is that learning? Is that diagnosing?
that's good.
Learning.
I mean, it's a part of it.
Hmm.
You had your diagnose then, right? They were just trying out what kind of treatments you needed, right?
Yeah, we were trying to figure out how was I going to cope with the issues I had.
Yeah.
That hadn't been figured out yet at that point. And it was also before I was on sick leave from school.
Yeah.
Because of my diagnosis. But yeah, it's just sometimes the system will just screw you over.
Sometimes it happens on accident as well.
I should not listen to them.
Apparently, the direct translation is an investigation.
Okay. I guess.
Don't ask me, ask Google.
I don't think
it is kind of the closest word we have, though, not gonna lie.
I don't think it's applicable here.
No.
But
oh well.
Sometimes school sucks. That's just how it is. I figured that out the hard way. I obviously got 0 in history because I didn't even try.
Yeah.
I didn't care about history. I didn't want to do it.
That's different.
Yeah.
It's a lot more hard on you or on a person when you try your best and it just isn't good enough.
Yeah. So.
But yes, we should probably end the stream. We've been talking for a little bit over an hour, including this explanation.
Yeah, I know.
You have another chest.
Yeah, I know. Who wants to open? Yes.
Oh my god. Flowers.
I guess.
Flower petals.
The flower head.
Oh, Jesus Christ! Your ears have disappeared.
It's a book.
Oh well.
We straw hat.
Yeah.
I am One Piece now.
You a member of the Straw Hat crew?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
I hope this explanation was beneficial to anyone watching it as well who does not know Steins Gate. I tried my very best.
I think I'm getting a grip on it.
Yeah. I mean, it is also pretty complex, and the game will like give you tidbits here and there, so it takes a little bit. You can like simmer on it for a little bit longer before they give you more information. I just gave you a ton of information at once.
I wouldn't necessarily say it's complex. I would say that their explanation is kind of bad.
They use some like they use the word attractive field, and I don't remember what that means. For example, that might help in understanding it.
I don't know. It's just
for example,
this whole thing of things not mattering, but still makes a difference, but doesn't make a difference. I think the problem is that I don't like that idea.
No,
I don't like that. Everything is preset in that way.
No, but it is. And like history still gets rewritten if you go over to that Worldline. You have to hop over to Worldline. Hop over to that world timeline. Sorry, but it's just not that different from the Worldline.
No, it's just it makes me depressed to think about it that way.
I think that's kind of the point, thematically, from the game's point of view.
You want me to be depressed?
No, I think the game wants you to feel
apathy,
powerless to how time and history has been pre-written for you, and what you do is not your own choice. It's like a duology. I think that's what it's called.
Then how do we have different endings? I understand there's only one canonical ending.
Yeah. The reason why you have different endings is because those endings mean you either jump to a different world line where history is just different, or you don't jump to the world line you're supposed to jump to. Stuff like that. Without spoiling too much. That's why you get an ending.
Yeah. I don't know.
I don't really want to...
Makes me not want to play the game, to think about it that way.
I think it's a very interesting way of exploring how time works, because I haven't seen it in any other media ever since. It's unique.
There's probably a good reason for that.
No, I wouldn't say that there's not a good reason for that.
I think so.
Okay.
Because I think this sucks.
I find it very interesting. But I'm also not a pessimist. Things don't matter if everything's been written for you beforehand.
Yeah.
We had that discussion last time too. And you know my point of view on that.
Yep.
So.
But I can definitely see why this hasn't been done again.
I mean, it's also unique to the way that this game is structured. You know, if you stay on this timeline, which is basically predetermined because it's hard to jump a world line, right? You know the future is basically just a dystopian future. So everything can kind of seem like meaningless because you know what's going to happen. But then you have Okabe, who actively tries, or John Titor, who actively tries to, like, what do you call that? Defy that future that is technically set in stone, so to speak, by jumping world lines.
Defy fate?
Yeah, essentially. He defies fate.
Supernatural did that.
They killed fate, that's different.
Yeah, defy fate.
Yeah. But this is done in a scientific way. It's different. But I'm just saying, I think this whole like theory of how time works is supposed to invoke a sad and powerless feeling that can make one depressed. But that's why you have people like John Titor and like Okabe, who are the only hope in this entire fucking scenario.
There's also another thing.
You want to see him win. You want to see him prove fate wrong. You can speak if you want to.
I'm just thinking if I should point something out in what you said first, or if I should say what I was going to say. Let's start with what you said. He can't prove them wrong because it's set in stone. So what does it matter?
It still matters.
Why?
Because he doesn't know what comes in the future.
Dystopia.
Yeah, but if you jump a world line, there might not be a dystopia coming. Unless you have someone from the future, you wouldn't know.
But all I'm saying, like, because you're talking about how in the game you want to see them succeed and defy fate.
Yes. I will have to add that his definition of defying fate is not necessarily the dystopian future that's coming. It's a lot more personal, and he does succeed in that.
Oh yeah, I get that, but all I'm saying is just
that fate does.
The future is written for you. It doesn't matter what you do, you'll get the same ending.
In the grand scheme of things, yes.
So what's the point?
The point for him is that he gets to fucking survive with the people he wants to spend his life with until they're old, for example. They won't die early, for example.
I think I might still have an issue with the whole pre-written history and Anyways, what was I going to say before? I don't know.
Don't worry, Okabe is just as confused about this as you are.
Mm-hmm. No, I don't think I can remember what I wanted to say.
I know. That's sad.
It's a little annoying.
I know. I'm sorry I said something that made you want to interject and you forgot what you wanted to say in the beginning. I did not know.
Which is why I wanted to say it at the time I wanted to say it, so I could get it out of my head.
Yeah, but you decided not to.
No. You decided that I shouldn't. Because you kept talking.
Yeah, that's what I meant. I'm sorry I said something that made you want to interject instead of saying what you originally wanted to say.
Mm.
That's what I said.
I didn't decide anything.
You and I, should I say this or that? Let's say that, and then you forgot about this.
No, that's not what I mean.
Okay.
I was trying to say it earlier, but you were continuing talking.
Yes.
So therefore I couldn't say it.
Yes, I wasn't done talking.
And because you weren't done talking, therefore I would let you finish talking. Especially because I understand how much you hate being interrupted.
I don't hate being interrupted.
I know you don't like it.
I don't like it when I'm clearly still talking and someone decides to interject, but I don't hate when I take a break and then we might both start talking at the same time. That my parents hate. Which is why I stopped caring about that, because it was never good enough. I couldn't figure out when they were done speaking. Because I just didn't have that social capability.
Don't think I have that either.
No.
I don't think anyone has.
Apparently my parents have, because they know exactly when people are done talking.
I think they're bullshitting you.
Well, they're gaslighting the shit out of me. I know.
Anyways.
That's why I stopped caring.
Anyways, was it something about the game? It must have been.
I don't know. Does it matter that much? Since you don't remember?
I feel like it matters.
Okay.
That's why I'm annoyed.
Oh. That's it.
Yeah. It had something to do with the timelines. Or lines. Convergence. Divergence. Oh well.
Oh well.
I'll probably remember it in the middle of the night.
Yeah, maybe.
Okay.
Then we can talk about it in private. That's fine too.
No, usually when you're sleeping.
Oh. Then you can write it down and we can talk about it in the morning. Well, or no, not in the morning. When I get home tomorrow. Probably a better way of saying it.
Problem is just like writing it down. I'm never going to be able to write it down in a way where I will be able to remember it properly. I have tried many times.
That sounds like a skill issue.
It is, honestly.
You're not good at taking notes.
No, I suck at taking notes. My notes is literally what is being written on the blackboard or whiteboard. I don't know how to condense it into something else. Or write it in my own words, so to speak. I just, that doesn't function for me somehow. I don't think I ever learned how to do that. Honestly, for me, it felt like we went from not taking notes to you have to take notes, and we're not going to teach you how. That's kind of how it felt. So I had no idea how to take notes.
It's something you kind of just have to learn on your own.
That's something they should teach you, in my opinion, because you can't just expect somebody to learn that naturally. That would be like saying, "Here, you have a bike. Go figure it out."
I mean, you might figure out eventually, but it's gonna take a longer time than if someone taught you. That's true. I mainly learned it when I lived in Spain.
What?
I mainly learned it when I lived in Spain because I saw how other people utilize different colors. That's how I learned to take notes.
Oh, notes. Okay, I thought you were talking about biking.
No,
I was like,
I learned
colors?
biking when I was like 6 years
biking?
old.
What? The fuck are you on about?
I was still talking about notes. I thought you were just making an analogy here.
I was, and I thought you were.
No.
Okay. I was like, you didn't learn how to ride a bike until you went to Spain, and you
I
learned
never
it.
used a bike in Spain.
And you learned how to do it in Spain because of the way that other people utilize colors. I was like,
why would I use a bike in Spain? It's too fucking mountainy and hill-like there. Fucking hell. I was sometimes scared that a bus was gonna fall over in the roundabouts because of how fucking steep it was.
yeah.
I did not like it.
No. Anyways. Yeah. I don't know how to make notes. I'm just there's many things I don't know how to do.
No, and everyone has their own way of doing it too, because it has to work personally for someone. So it's not like I can just say, "Here, go learn how to do what I do." It doesn't really work.
No, but I would think that generally there is an overall structure to how.
If you don't have structure, it's going to be hard finding what you're looking for in notes. That's true. But that's different from like me utilizing colors, for example. It just makes it easier for me to focus on the certain things that I need to focus on.
Do I still have access to those?
What?
Wait.
Can we check that after we're done with the stream? So don't suddenly blurb out some kind of information you're not supposed to.
I just wanted to show them my notes.
No, it doesn't matter. Most people's notes suck
From physics.
according to them.
It's the best notes I've ever made. Because I decided to, use my iPad with an Apple Pen.
Yeah.
To write notes instead of using
It's a godsend.
It's a lot better, honestly. Even the old Apple Pen is quite good.
Yeah.
And you can, if you have a problem with, the way the pen interacts with the screen, you can make it in a way so that it feels like you're writing on paper.
Yeah.
By either having a special
it's called paper-like.
Yeah, thing on your screen or a special tip.
Yeah.
For your pen to make it that way. So you can personalize it the way you want. Yeah. Which is nice.
Yeah.
I just use a default. I don't think I need it.
Me too.
I don't think I need it to do anything else.
I just had to get used to it and that's it.
Sure, my handwriting sucks, but who cares? I'm the only one who has to read it.
Exactly. As long as you can read it, who the fuck gives a fuck?
Yeah. We need to stop.
Yeah. Because I have to take a shower and go to bed. I have to get up early tomorrow.
Oh no.
Like you'd have to do every Thursday.
Where are you going?
Uni. So
Okay.
I go past Bilka on the way home.
Okay.
So I wanted to wait until tomorrow. So I had to go anyways.
Okay, let's end this. Yes. So that was another scheduled stream. A bit longer. One of them.
Well, that's because we used like 1 hour on me trying to explain how time works in this universe, because there's nothing quite like it anywhere else.
Yeah. Didn't have to do this, but we ended up doing it anyways.
Well, I said I could do it, and you were like, sure, let's do it. I'm like, all right.
Yeah.
You're the one who wanted me to do it.
Yeah.
So here we are.
I think, especially because we could do it here where we put it on the screen, so we can also explain it to the people at home.
Yeah.
hopefully helping them understand it, even though I might not necessarily understand it correctly. I think I have a certain understanding of it. Whether it's correct or not, I don't know.
Play the game and you'll find out.
Exactly. I'm like,
I did not understand this before I was almost done with the game.
So I'll probably figure it out at some point throughout the game. Either that or I'll get frustrated, I guess.
We'll also discuss as the new info comes.
Yeah.
If you understand it correctly.
Yeah.
Again, a lot of this stuff hasn't even been covered in the fucking game yet, so I can understand that you're a little bit confused.
Not necessarily confused. I mean, never mind. We're done.
We're done! We can talk about this afterwards if you want to. We're done! It's bedtime!
So, we'll be back again on Saturday.
Yes.
8 p.m. Central
Very
European
yes.
time.
Yep.
Like always.
Yep.
Well, like scheduled.
Yes. Like I schedule.
So,
yawn!
first time here, go to our YouTube channel, Personalized Space. Then you'll find the VODs for the other streams we've done.
Of this game?
And other games.
Yeah, but specifically of this game. If they just come in the middle and they don't know the game.
Yeah.
You can watch us play the game from the beginning if you feel so inclined.
It's kind of implied that this game is there. Yes, it is.
No.
You just have a specific way of thinking about things.
Yeah. For me, it needs to be as iterative as possible. Otherwise, I misunderstand everything.
I don't think
because I know people misunderstand all the time.
Okay. And there you'll also be able to find some pre-recorded content where currently we're playing through Final Fantasy VII Rebirth.
Yeah.
Rebirth.
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 Hopefully I can cut a bit tomorrow.
Yeah, we just
recorded on Monday.
Yeah.
Tuesday
Monday.
I edited the audio and plopped it in to Premiere.
Yeah.
And today something horrible happened in the morning, so I have not been able to do anything.
Yeah, we had a bad experience. So, so you can go watch some of that, and hopefully soon I can get to look at. I'm slightly dreading it, but I'll try and take a look at.
Yeah, there's a lot of things you have to add into the project.
Yeah.
You have to add each video in.
Yeah. But yes, well, not necessarily. What I can do.
You can also vendor that little part, yes. But it's a little bit easier to work with if you just put it in, because then you can just change how much of the video.
I was thinking of something else, but I'm not actually sure if that's going to work. But never mind. Also, if you're not following us here on Twitch, do so, because then you will be notified when we stream, because we don't only stream when scheduled.
Yes. Like yesterday, we continued the demo of Our Life Now and Forever.
Yeah.
That's it's very long, apparently.
So long.
Those kids just are not in a hurry to go home, that's for fucking sure.
Yeah.
But that's fine. They're kids. They don't think about those things.
And yeah, subscribe to our YouTube channel.
Yeah.
That way
like our videos, comment on our videos.
Engage with the algorithm.
Yeah. That would be much obliged. To be released.
And bingle the dingle. That way you will be notified when we upload stuff on YouTube.
And if you're not, you can go in and choose specifically to get notified of everything we post.
Yeah.
Because by default, it's not always like that.
Fuck YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
But oh well, here we are.
Here we are.
No alternative. So.
No. YouTube basically has a monopoly in this kind of shit.
Mm-hmm. Some creators are trying to, stuff like Nebula.
Yeah. Those are more niche oriented. So.
And other ones. I forget what they're called.
Yeah.
Nebula is the one I remember the most.
Yeah.
Because a lot of creators on that one. And we'll see you next time.
Yep.
For the next stream.
Yep.
Bye.
Bye.